All right, welcome in, man. It's the 2025 Lorain County Coaches Show here on WOBL as we preview the 2025 season, including the LC8, which is WOBL has now covered exclusively. I believe we're going on year 6, if we're not
I
mistaken.
believe so.
And then also we're going to talk to Bill DeFucci, Coach DeFucci of the Vermilion Sailors, who had obviously a huge year last year in the Sandusky Bay Conference. We'll talk to him a little bit because we will have Vermilion on week 2. My name is Gary Tollett, the play-by-play on Friday nights for WOBL, joined by my broadcast partner going into now our fourth year of hanging out and causing chaos in press boxes, Brian DeVito, Brookside Hall of Famer himself. We're gonna find out who knows history tonight as we're going to ask them all, Brian, as they come up, if they know who holds the record in Lorain County for the most interceptions in one season.
We'll see if they get to stay a little longer.
We'll see if they get to stay a little longer. The answer to that question is 10 interceptions is the record back in 01. And that was done in 9 games. We'll find out if anybody knows the answer to that trivia question in 01. Who's the Lorain County record holder for the most interceptions in one season? The answer is 10. We'll find out who the person is by the end of the night for sure. We want to say thank you to a bunch of people. Jason Voss, Jason Iman, Spitzer of Amherst. That's where we're live at. This beautiful show. It's an auto mall. If you're looking for a Chevy, a Volkswagen, they have it. If you're looking for certified pre-owned, they have it. I believe Baxter is going to be joining us at some point. We're going to talk to him and maybe explain CPO, certified pre-owned, to you a little bit more, tell you what it means, what you can get with it, warranty, things like that. Makes buying a used car so much easier than it was back in the 70s and 80s when you had a 3-piece suit and you're looking for a slick guy and go, hey, I hope it gets off the lot. You know what I mean? That's not the way it works anymore. Spitzer of Amherst, thank you to them for having us, a proud partner of WOBL, WDLW Sports. Thanks to Max Drummond, our camera guy for the night. Ed Vereen, our producer extraordinaire. Some of the other guys on the crew out tonight. Jared Viancourt of one of our streams. Our photographer, Dave Chapsinski. Dave Wallencheck from the WDLW crew. He is here. Johnny G gets to join us outside of the studio. Johnny G usually in the studio.
He was allowed out?
He was allowed out. We let him out of the studio for one day only. But, yeah, Johnny G is our board op back in the studio on Friday night. And, of course, our sports director, Don Vincent, joining us. Our first guest tonight going to be Kenny Washington Jr. of the Oberlin Phoenix. We're going to talk to Kenny and find out where Oberlin's at, man, where they're going. Kenny's coming into year 2. The LC8, this is an interesting stat, Brian. We talk about this. If you're not familiar with the LC8, there's some reasons that we cover the LC8 exclusively. Number one reason for us, we feel there is so much talent in these smaller schools, these smaller communities that don't get the amount of attention that some of the bigger programs get. That is a reason we cover the LC8 exclusively. You have several people from the LC8 playing D1. Ryan Shackelford just transferred to Baylor. He was a Purdue commit. Gideon Lampron playing for Dayton now. Another transfer.
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green, I'm sorry. Transferred from Dayton to Bowling Green. My apologies. So the talent's there, man. There's kids going to college out of the LC8. And not only that, what I like about the LC8, it kind of reminds me of that NFC North a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's a beat-em-up kind of conference.
Just smash mouth football.
A lot of smash mouth football. It's not a lot of Warren Moon, run and gun, and the 4 wide and shotgun. You see a lot of smash mouth physical football. And one thing in the LC8 that we've come to know, win or lose on a Friday night, you get done with an LC8 game, you know you played a football game, right?
Yeah, from personal experience, yeah.
Personal experience, right?
Absolutely.
The other thing with the LC8, this is something that we thought, we were kind of talking about this the other night as we were doing a little research. There's only 2 champions ever out of this conference.
Right.
Only 2 schools have ever
It's
won
wild.
this conference in the history of it, and that is Keystone and Columbia. Keystone and Columbia are the only 2 LC8 champions to come out of this conference. Last year, Columbia, year before Keystone, and then I believe it was a tie, and then before that it was Columbia. Obviously, Jason Ward ran that program. Mike Rice now has taken over that program in his second year, and Columbia has done it with very smash mouth football.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's never a secret. It's not, hey, we're going to get to the playoffs and we're going to trick you and we're going to start throwing the ball. It's, hey, we're going to get to the playoffs. We're going to run the ball down your throat as much as we can.
3 running
We're not
backs in the
gonna hide it.
backfield.
If you can stop it, stop it. If you can't, then you're going to lose, right? They run a lot of motion. They're going to do a lot of that this year with Jimmy Stoffi, I believe, as the motion man. They bring back junior quarterback Owen Mengi, who last year stepped in
Logan.
I'm sorry, Logan
His
Mengi.
brother.
His brother was Owen. Logan Mengi comes back as a junior this year now at quarterback, and a year of experience under his belt.
And that was an interesting one, too, because it was probably, halfway through the season they made that switch.
And we talked to Coach Mike Rice about that. They made a switch when I believe they were undefeated, possibly had lost one. If I'm not mistaken, Jared's giving me the nod there.
Was it one?
I think they had lost one. So to make a switch when you're sitting at 6-1, 5-1, whatever it was, and you switch your starting quarterback, that's a huge call by Coach Mike Rice, rookie coach, first year.
Yeah.
Right? But Coach Rice has been around that program so many years, man. I think he was very comfortable in making the switch, and obviously it worked. They make a nice run.
Right.
Into the playoffs. They go down. We see them lose in the playoffs.
And I don't think it was even anything that, Gage Maruna did. It was just he was their starting linebacker, save him on defense, and, just that offense was rolling.
I think it was one of those things that Gage was going to help the team more on the defensive side of the ball than what they needed him to do on the offensive side of the ball, and it worked out.
Yeah.
They make a nice run into the playoffs. So this year, a little different, right? The playoffs have now changed. 16 teams are not getting in. 12 teams are getting in. Top 4, Max, nod your head for me if you can here. Top 4 are going to have a bye, right? So seeds 1 through 4 are going to have a bye. The other 8 are going to play to move on. That's interesting. That's something that OHSAA has never implemented with byes. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. We're going to start our season on a Thursday night at your alma mater as the University School Preppers come into Sheffield to take on the Brookside Cardinals. That will be a kickoff Thursday night, something we've never done. I don't know that we've ever had a Thursday night game.
I'm excited for the back-to-back.
Now, we did have what was the
well, we had a Tuesday and a Friday.
We had a Tuesday night game
that
last
Clearview
year
Keystone.
with Clearview and Keystone when they made up the game, and that was awkward to me.
Yeah,
man.
it was.
Tuesday night lights was just threw it off a little bit. But if you don't know Lorain County football, whether it's big school, small school, D1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's the amount of coverage that this county gets is second to none in Ohio. I would think Franklin probably gets some pretty good coverage, obviously down in the Columbus area. Hamilton, down in the Cincinnati area. But we've talked to other radio stations. We've talked to other media outlets. And they go, man, what you guys do for coverage up there in Lorain County is just off the charts, right? You got 2 daily newspapers. You have, up until this year, you had 2 FCC licensed radio stations. I know the other one is still going to do some streaming and some stuff, but we are going to carry games on radio and, of course, on our YouTube. We will bring you 4 games every Friday night. 1 on WOBL, 1 on DLW, and 2 on our YouTube channels. We'll tell you who those teams are. Coach Rice has showed up. Coach Washington is here. Let's do this. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
You going to say something?
I didn't know you were done.
I finally finished up. Come on, man.
He said, let's take a break. I like that idea.
No, we'll take our first break of the show. Enjoy some pizza from Old Town. Again, thank you to Spitzer of Amherst, General Manager Jason Iman, Jason Voss. Man, Voss and I go way back from my days in the car business, working together. So excited to see those guys. And we're going to come back. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Columbia Raiders head coach Mike Rice. Right after this, it's the 2025 Coaches Show on WOBL, Lorain County Sports Network. All right, welcome back to the 2025 Coaches Show here on the Lorain County Sports Network, WOBL, WDLW Sports. Again, Gary Tollett, joined by my color commentary, Brian DeVito. Our 4th year, man. That's went really quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we got what? I think Brian and I have about 2 years together, and then Brian's got a year-old. Can I talk about your kids for a second?
Go for it.
Brian's got an 11-year-old man
He's not
child
a kid.
living at home.
He's not a kid.
11 years old, 6.
He's like 5'10".
Okay, 5'10".
Pushing it.
Wearing a size 13 shoe. Kid's just an absolute monster. And then so Caleb's going into 6th
grade.
And then his oldest, Lucas, going into 7th grade. So Brian's got a couple more years to be hanging out with us on Friday nights. And then his boys will be playing on Friday nights. So we'll go from there. Joining us, head coach of the Oberlin Phoenix, Kenny Washington Jr. Coach, obviously, man, thanks for giving us some time.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
So here we go, man. You come in last year, and you get to know the boys a little bit, know the program a little bit. You come over from Lorain. You were linebacker coach over there.
Yes, sir.
Come over, get a chance to take over your own program. Where are you guys sitting right now, man? Give us a gauge, 1 to 10. Where you at?
We're really not putting a gauge on it. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
We're taking everything day by day. And I say this kind of repetitively, but truly, it's really just a day by day process. Just trying to get better each day, with each rep, each practice. Really just focusing on the little things, on the little details, controlling what we can control, and just keep that rolling, just like that.
And that's got to be kind of the mindset, right? Take it day to day, game at a time. Every game is go 1-0. Last year, I mean, you lose some big names: Julian Anderson, Wyndham, gone. They both graduated. Obviously, just super athletes in whatever they play.
Yes, sir.
This year, Drew Walter comes back. I know that's a name that we call a lot when we're doing Oberlin games. Where is Drew going to be this year on the field?
He's going to be everywhere on the field.
Okay.
So different packages for different situations. Definitely an athlete, so he can play any position on the field and be effective. So wherever the situation we need him to be, we know he's that guy for us, and that'll get it done.
All right.
Yeah, and I mean, going off that note, a couple more. Julian Page and Mason Rosenthal.
Yep.
Kind of the same deal with that.
Same thing. Those guys, played in the backfield somewhat for us last year. This offseason, they've done a great job in the weight room, gotten way stronger. So those guys are actually making a move to the offensive line to hold down that anchor of offensive line. Really, this offseason we focused after watching film back that offensive defensive line wins games. So this offseason we're really just focused on establishing that line, and those two big guys for us are going to take on the offensive line.
And you mentioned that LC8, I think, kind of leans towards that as well, right?
Yes,
These
yes.
big beefy lines that are controlling these run games or the triple option. Some people are, whatever that is. To take a couple guys that are in the backfield, put them on the line, you're seeing the importance of it in this conference and how people are winning in the conference.
100%. So going in, coaching at Lorain, we've barely ever seen tight ends or double tight or fullbacks. So coming into the LC8. Just watching film, we had a year under our belts now. We understand the true identity of the LCA.
Yeah.
So, just matching that identity, matching the intensity, and, twisting it where it fits in Oberlin, the Phoenix way. And that's how we're going to make it work.
Coach, we talk coaching staff. Bring anybody in new this year? Anybody exit?
Nobody new. And we didn't lose anybody. We had a coach go to retired this year, Coach Owen Coughlin, and he's been around the block for a long time. So we're wishing him a farewell for his retirement, but he's still around the program. Really hasn't lost a beat, and bringing everybody back on the staff.
Who's gonna be under center this year?
Under center, Drew Walter.
Drew, okay.
Yeah, quarterback for us. Again, it'd be an athlete, so you see him a lot of it.
Wherever he gets the ball in his hands.
Correct.
We're seeing a lot of that, right? I mean, high school football, I don't care if it's Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, wherever. Get your best athletes the ball.
Absolutely.
And that's how we're seeing people win and excel and move on. Second season, again, no expectations. You just say, hey, man, let's take it one day at a time,
100%.
see what we could do. And right now, that first goal is to get good days of practice in and get that first W under the belt for Coach Washington, man.
100%.
And tell us a little bit. There's another name, Brian. What was that?
The
big guy
offensive lineman. Is it Nicholas? Is it Freeze?
We actually lost Nicholas Freeze.
Did we?
We
All
did lose Nicholas
We had to
Freeze.
check on him, man.
That was a big boy.
Big boy for us. Yeah. No, Nicholas Freeze, I believe he transferred over to EC.
Okay.
So, giving him the best of luck. Same with his family. They did a lot for our program. And, he has still some family ties in Oberlin. So, wish him the best of luck. He's a great kid. But, next man up.
And we tried to look it up. We were like, all right, did anybody move? But
Yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot on it, so we figured we'd ask there.
Yep.
Coach, the other thing on the defense, who's going to kind of anchor that? Who are going to be your team captains this year? Obviously, Drew's going to be one of them, I can imagine. And
Yeah, definitely Julian Page.
Okay.
And then I think that's another name that you guys will continue to repeat. He's had a great offseason this year. And just, capitalize off what he did last year. He made a lot of defensive plays for us. A lot of times he was in the backfield, missed a couple tackles, which I think this year he'll turn it around and start making those tackle for losses, start getting the sacks, forced fumbles, everything we've been working on. I think he'll get the fruits of his labors.
Awesome. I got a quick question. One name that people probably don't know right now, but come Friday nights they will.
One name, I'll give you two.
Okay.
I got two names.
Even better. Even better.
Jackson Sakalo, he's going to play a little running back receiver for us, skill guy, and Corey Freeman.
Okay.
Same thing. Both seniors. Corey favors the basketball court. We got him out last year, so this will be his second year in our program. Look for big plays.
I've seen Corey play hoops.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jackson Sakala, baseball guy again. He's been playing football all his life. He's going to be a playmaker for sure.
Okay. Just more athletes.
Yeah.
Coach, you guys open up the season against Wycliffe.
Yes, sir.
Next Friday. Well, a week from next Friday. What do you know about them? What have you got to see on film yet? Or
Yeah. So we did a little bit of scouting on Wycliffe. Just the basic stuff. Not really thinking too far ahead. Just coaches right now putting in our game plans, getting us ready, and just slowly preparing the kids for that full week that we'll actually get into depth on Wycliffe. But, we got a scrimmage tomorrow versus Independence, so we know we're going to let it fly around. I know they play in the same conference, so we're expecting a little bit of similarities. So just giving us our best effort tomorrow and then start working towards Wycliffe.
Interesting. So when you go into a scrimmage, obviously, man, do you make a list of going, hey, man, here's our top 3 things we want to see, right? Whether that's our pass blocking, our run blocking, our guys getting off the ball on defense, our cornerback shadowing. Do you have that kind of list of, this is what we want to walk out of here and see that we improved on? Obviously, it's a scrimmage. Nobody cares about a W, right? But there are things that you want to walk out and go, we got better today from this scrimmage. What are those things you look for tomorrow?
Well, I think since the last game last year, since the final second, I think we've all known, coaching staff, players, that our offensive defensive line has to be more physical to win games. So we've been harping on that off season, and I'm really excited, and that's really all I'm focused on right now. I know our skill guys are fast and quick enough to get the job done. But if it doesn't start up front, then we're going to be in the same boat that we were last year. So I'm definitely excited tomorrow to see the physicality of the offensive line. Like I said, we got a couple new guys that are just athletes that we're going to put on the line, and expecting some explosive plays tomorrow.
The good thing, man, too, I think I thought I saw an interview. I'm in it for the long haul,
Yeah.
right? I forgot my shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a program. I'm going to try to turn it around. I think that's something that maybe goes under the wayside for a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
It's hey, I'm going to take this job. It might have went rough year one, and now all of a sudden, where else can I go? So I love you, man, for sticking through it
For sure.
and knowing that, hey, we're going to have some growing pains, right? You're taking a program. You're trying to build it back to what it was. And
especially being a graduate.
Yeah, you're going to take some lumps, right?
Course,
So, I mean, you get it. What are numbers like this year?
So we're going in tomorrow about 22 guys.
Okay.
Still, I tell everybody, in-house recruit never stops for us.
Yeah.
So we expect to get some stragglers out here when school starts. But as long as we can get those guys up to speed physically, we have no problem adding any additions.
Absolutely.
And
you get to play in that beautiful stadium, man.
100%.
Right?
100%.
And we go out there, and it's like the red carpet comes out, man.
Yeah.
I don't even let Brian eat crackers in that press box, man. No crumbs, man.
I tuck my shirt in.
Tuck my shirt in. Come in all. I got to shave when I come. And everything.
100%. Nice feel. We're definitely blessed to have that.
Absolutely, man. Coach Kenny Washington of the Oberlin Phoenix, man. Coach, honestly, we wish you guys all the best. Obviously, we're going to talk to you a couple more times this year in our coaches' interviews, and we're looking forward to being there for that first W and seeing the Phoenix become a legitimate force in the LC8, man. We wish you the best on that, and we thank you for taking time today.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Coach Kenny Washington of the Oberlin Phoenix. They will take on Wycliffe week 1. Some guys to look out for the Oberlin Phoenix. You heard Coach talk about them. Drew Walter, Julian Page, and Mason Rosenthal. Going to be some big names for him, some senior leaders, and Oberlin kicking off their season on a week from next Friday against Wycliffe. So stay tuned for that. We'll take a break. It's our 2025 Coaches Show here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Coming up next, Coach Mike Rice of the Columbia Raiders. We are live from Spitzer of Amherst Chevy right here in Amherst on Route 58 Levitt Road, whatever you want to call it. Producer extraordinaire Ed Vereen with us. We'll take a quick break, come back. Coach Mike Rice coming up. Stick around.
Yeah, welcome back to Spitzer Chevy in Amherst. Myself, Brian DeVito, Gary Tollett, and Columbia Raiders coach Mike Rice joining us here. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, we were just talking it's great to put the face to the name, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Always having the phone conversations now. Now I get to see up and up and personal.
He's not as good looking as he is on the.
Not at all, man. I've had people tell me that all the time. Like, man, you sound so much more better looking over the phone.
So much more buff.
Man. More buff, yeah. I did get to the gym and work on my abs this morning, so I'm feeling pretty tight.
Nice.
So yeah, we talked to Columbia Raiders coach Mike Rice, second year now, right? And kind of the perfect storm for you last year, right? Coach Ward, man, after 17 years, I believe. Jason ran the program. 18. Gets to step down. You're on the staff. You get to come in and take over a program that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
What's the beauty of that, man, as opposed to taking over a program that you just don't know a whole lot about,
Well, not only that, taking over a program that's up and running and run by a guy like Jason Ward, and he had it rolling, and so it's really the kind of the double whammy there where I'm a part of it the last few years, and you just kind of keep that snowball rolling and then try and find, and this goes into this year, try and find ways to raise the bar, and get our level of play and get our level of the program even higher.
Yeah. You know, the nice thing, I mean, about Columbia, and Jason and I have talked about this a bunch of times, off air, on air, is it's never a rebuild, man. It's just like reload.
Reload.
Right? It seems like that for us as the media.
Yeah.
Do you feel that same way, man? I mean, your kids obviously are playing in the junior LC8, right? With the younger kids, and those kids are just staying dedicated to the community. You don't see a lot of transfers out of Columbia. You know, people are like, hey, I'm a Raider, man. I want to be a Raider. I've been a Raider since second grade or whatever it is now that they're kindergarten, actually, I think, right? The flag program is.
Yeah.
So they're coming up. I mean, how nice is that to see? You're on another Mengi. I think this is Owen was a couple years ago, right?
Yep.
Now you got Logan. But you see these last names kind of repeat in Columbia. How comforting is that?
Yeah, it's what I love about Columbia. It's why I wanted to be here. But I'll also say, to your original point, there's a lot of hard work that goes into that what you're calling the reload thing.
Yeah.
There's great people at the youth level running that program. We have great coaches at the middle school level, and all that work is really what makes that happen.
Yeah.
And then the staff at the high school. I can't say enough about the coaching staff that we have. Coach Durrani, who runs our special teams and has been there for a long time. It's the hard work that guys like him and Coach Albright, who's come over from Midview, and Coach Bucher, all these guys that put so many hours in that make it that way, and that allow that to happen. And then, of course, yes, we've got a great community that kids come Friday night, they love it, they want to be a part of it, and I feel like it's my responsibility to keep that going.
It's that feel, though, isn't it, man? Like Lorain County Friday Night Lights is a different vibe. I've been in other states. I've been to Friday night games. The way it's done in this county, and I'm not saying Ohio, I'm saying Lorain County, it's just different, man. It's everybody knows that Friday night at 7 o'clock, there's an event in one of these communities, right?
Yeah.
If not several of them. And I think that's just what makes it cool in this area.
Mm-hmm.
The coverage that the boys are able to get, the programs are able to get with, 2 radio stations, newspapers, Lorain County Friday Night Lights by Richard Flowers, man, it's just on and on and on. And we talked about that. One of the big reasons when we went and said, hey, we're going to cover on WOBL, we wanted to cover the LC8 exclusive, right? We wanted to always have an LC8 team on every Friday night. That was our goal. And somebody, obviously came to us, man, why the LC8? You got this and you got this. And it's so simple to answer. There's so much talent in this conference. And we just thought, as a local radio station, it gave us a shot to showcase that talent, right? Whether it be a coach hearing a kid on a radio, one of our live streams, whatever that may be. Do you think the kids, I will tell you guys have the one kid, I'm going to forget his name now. He's the only one that's ever came up to me after covering them.
Wasn't it Jacob Rust?
No. I graduated a couple years ago. Anyway, he was a Columbia kid. He's the only kid that ever came up to me. Vince Berardi.
Yeah,
Vince,
yes.
Vince Berardi. He's the nicest
Shook
kid I've
both
ever
of
met,
our
man.
hands.
Hey, he's known around the Columbia circles as the greatest captain that we've ever had. He's
I
a
don't
great
doubt
kid.
it. I don't doubt it, man.
I
One
would
of the
vote for that
nicest
one,
kids.
too.
Yeah.
He came up to us after a Columbia game. And
Was talking to his buddies and literally stopped.
and came up and said, thank you guys for coming to cover me and my teammates.
Yeah, and
That's
that's what
awesome.
I was going to say to everything you were just saying. It's hats off to you guys for a lot of this too, because our kids do find what you guys do important. They love it. We love it. We can't thank you guys enough for all that you do. And our communities, I think every one of our communities here in Lorain County are part of what makes it so great is, it is a big event on a Friday night. People look forward to it. It's built up in our schools. Our school systems do a great job, and so you put those two things together, you guys and our communities making it important, and it's a big thing in Lorain County.
We love it, man.
You throw some fireworks in week 10, and
Hey, that was wild, man.
that was awesome.
Yeah, it's become a tradition.
We were at a Guardians game or something, man. They were. That was a heck of a display.
That's a lot on our athletic administration and a lot of the moms.
So, Coach, let's talk a little. We've talked a little bit about everything else. Let's talk some football, man. So,
yeah.
We did a little research, and I think we're kind of accurate on this. We don't know a whole lot, but you got Jimmy Stoffe coming back. You got Rivera coming back. Xavier coming back.
Hendon, yep.
Logan Mengi going to be under center again. We're assuming.
Yep.
And then those guys kind of moving around, shifting in the motions and out of the backfield.
Yeah.
If I don't want to put you on the spot, but we thought they're all impressive.
Okay.
All three of them. But Jimmy, last year, in a couple of the games that we got to cover, man, it was just like he popped off the paper a little bit, man.
Yeah.
How special a player is Jimmy Stoffe?
He's very special. He's got a lot of excitement to him. He's got a lot of cut ability. He's got and the thing that I love about him the most is he wants the ball in the big moments. You know, he's hungry for the football.
Yeah.
Even early last year, you know, we went to the different offense, and it didn't quite feature one guy like it has in the past.
Yeah.
And I think Jimmy probably felt like he was going to be that next guy, and when I took over, we changed the offense to the triple option, and we get the ball to a lot of different guys. And early on, I think that kind of bugged Jimmy, and but to his credit, he became very selfless and found out that paid off towards the end of the year. And but he's electric, man. He can do a lot of things with the ball. He's shifty, and he can make people miss, and he's pretty fast as well.
That's what I was impressed with was, once he gets that ball, it's right there. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just a hard runner.
And to us, Jose last year kind of seemed like that. I need 2 or 3, or I need that goal line. I need to pop somebody in the mouth.
Between the tackles.
There you go.
And, he can make a guy miss, too, in there. But yeah, he's got a quick burst explosiveness to him that he's really good up in there in between the tackles and making linebackers miss him.
And then, Coach, as far as returning, what that offensive line, I know some graduated.
Yeah.
You bring back, I think, 2 starters, or
Alex Andrews is got. I think he started all 13 games last year. Yep, he's back. And A.J. Lamb, I believe, started a couple of games and got some significant playing time.
Okay.
He's back. And then we lose we really lose four main pieces to that offensive line. So we've got some experience to gain here.
Yeah.
We've scrimmaged tomorrow, and we're going to learn a lot at that, and we're going to need those next guys to step up, like you said, and take the reins there.
You almost need those scrimmages, right? Because you can hit each other all day in pads and practice, man. You can go against each other. But until you get in that, some kids from another school that you're not buddies with.
Not really football until you get that other school.
Right, you want
like
to pop
you said.
somebody.
You got to have a different color.
There you go. And so you get that tomorrow. Excuse me. You get that tomorrow. You come out of a scrimmage. We asked Coach Kenny Washington this. Is it the main goal of that scrimmage is just to come out, A, stay healthy. Stay healthy. B, what did we get better at? Is that what you guys will sit down on Saturday and kind of go, all right, here's where we improved. Here's where we got to get to on these other levels.
Yeah, and where do we need improvement to? Where are we struggling, whether that's mentally or, making sure we know where we're going first of all, and then physically, those are the big things we look for, the areas where we need to improve on so that we can beat the great teams.
Yeah. So you guys open up against Independence.
Yep.
I believe 2-0 against them last couple of years. That's kind of been a opening day staple, if I remember correctly.
As long as I've been at Columbia.
Has it been longer than that?
16, and I think it was a few years before that.
Okay. All right. So we're going on 10 years
10
or
plus,
so. Yeah. Okay.
Did you say you scrimmage them tomorrow? Independence? Oh,
no,
you said
we open with them.
Oh, okay.
Week one. Scrimmage against University.
University, that's what it was.
What do you know about Independence? Obviously, if you play in week 1, there's that rivalry
Yeah,
kind of coming up.
absolutely.
It's been kind of one-sided.
Not really. I
No?
wouldn't say it's one-sided. It's you know, it's been good games, and you know, yeah, we've gotten the better of them the last few years. But I know they have a new coach, and
Okay.
and they've got some excitement in their program, and you know, it's still too early for me to really know too much about them. But you know, we're looking forward to it, and that's what we're working for, and that's what we're focused on right now is being ready to play week 1.
So you talk about your first year, right? You come in that last year, you go 11-3. Obviously, a nice little run in the playoffs, 6-1 in the LC8. We were talking about this earlier. I don't know if I'm sure you realize it, but either a Raider or a Wildcat are the only 2 champions ever out of the LC8, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it just says a lot about those 2 programs and what you guys are doing and the consistency of it. Where you guys at on defense right now, and who's kind of anchoring that load over there?
Yeah, so that's one of the things, you know, so far in camp, I've been really, really excited about our linebacker play, and we're getting some young guys that are stepping up. Xavier Hendon is one of those guys, and Wesley Sanders is another sophomore that's really stepping up and showing a lot of good things here in camp. Jose has been showing some good stuff in there at linebacker. Defensively, you know, I'm excited about where we're going, and obviously on the back end, Logan Mangy's going to be a guy back there. Like you said, Owen was great back there, and could go find the football and ball hawk.
Yeah.
And not only that, he'd come down and smack you too.
Yeah.
You know. And so we're excited about Logan doing that as well. And Jacob Rust, you mentioned, he's one of those guys that you know, he got a lot of playing time last year, and he's going to be another guy we're going to count on that back end.
How about Sanders? Is that Jacob's?
That is
Jacob's
Jacob's
little brother?
That's his brother.
So see, there you go, man. Right? Like
That's
it
why-
rolls
yeah.
over, man. Well, Coach, obviously, thank you for coming out here, man. Taking time
Always.
to talk
Thank
to us.
you guys.
Tell Dan to lighten up this year, man. He choked me so hard last year. I thought I was gonna pass out, man. He got me in a good one.
We see him coming, and I have to nutch
Yeah.
him. Like, here he comes.
I got to see him every day.
Oh, dude, I can't imagine. I gotta like tighten up every time I see him because I know he's gonna give me the old shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man. Every time we come out there, man, this is one thing we can say. You guys roll out the red carpet for us, man. You treat us like royalty. I don't know if you guys know it. You have the
Best
the
concession
best
stand.
concession stand in all of
A
Lorain
lot of pride
County,
in that
man.
concession
Yeah, there
stand.
is.
A lot of
There
pride.
is. This is a funny story about it. So we actually have a sponsor, and I think the way that Brian and I call a game, right? We try to keep it light, man. We got an email one time and said, hey, it sounds like 2 buddies sitting in a bar just talking football, and we're
best.
cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And so at halftime, we do this thing, Rate the Dog, right? It's sponsored by Brian Victor of Howard Hand on this whole thing. So we rate hot dogs. And this lady, we're leaving the stadium one night, and one of the moms comes out, and she's like running at her car.
Like beeline.
And I'm going, oh, man, we said somebody's name wrong, right? We said somebody's last name wrong. She gets up to the window, and she goes, what was the rating?
Yeah.
What was the rating for the hot dog? And we go, 4.9. She's like, BS. I need a 5.
Yeah.
We can't give you a 5. 4.9 side. But just like the pride in it, man. And
Yeah.
that goes back to the pride in Columbia community, man, and how everybody chips in. And we appreciate you guys, man, for what you do out there at your program.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate you guys, and you're always welcome back.
Awesome, man. We appreciate it. Coach Mike Rice of the Columbia Raiders starting year 2 of his reign of the Raiders, and they're going to start the season 2 weeks from tomorrow versus Independence as they will look to start that season 1-0. We'll take another break. We'll come back. We're going to talk to Ryan O'Rourke of the Firelands Falcons. Right after this, you're listening to the High School Football 2025 Coaches Show here in Lorain County on the Lorain County Sports Network. All right, welcome back, Spitzer of Amherst. It's our 2025 Coaches Show. Again, man, we got to say a big thank you to Jason Iman, Jason Voss, all the guys down here at Spitzer of Amherst for giving us this beautiful showroom. They brought us pizza for ourselves and the coaches from Old Town, so give them a shout out. And again, man, just treat us right. One of our sponsors and our partners for high school football. And Jason, these guys just do it right, man. You can get Chevy, you can get Volkswagen, and they also have plenty of certified pre-owned. So we bring the show here this year, again, on the Lorain County Sports Network, our YouTube channel. If you get a chance, don't forget, like and subscribe that channel. That way you will get alerts every Friday night of both of our YouTube games. So as soon as those games go live, you get a little alert there on your phone and tells you, hey, the game's starting, and you can tune in.
What do they always do? Like and subscribe.
Yeah. There you go. That's you were doing that.
Yeah, I don't know whichever word it is.
Edwin, did you put that on the screen anywhere?
Like and subscribe.
Oh, man. You got to get it together, bro. Yeah. All right, so right now, being joined by Coach Ryan O'Rourke of the Firelands Falcons. Coach, coming in your 9th year. Obviously, very substantial record, 46-36 overall. You've had some great seasons over at Firelands. You are most victories in Firelands history as far as a coach. You had some great playing days over in Avon, former Golden Helmet. But what's different on a Friday night as being a coach and a player, man? What are those mindsets like a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, thanks for that.
Absolutely.
Really pumping me up there a little bit. But, yeah, it's been special to be a part of Lorain County football for so long. You know, as a player, now as a coach, obviously I hold Lorain County football in high regard. I love being a part of it. You know, I don't take that for granted that I've had this opportunity for as long as I've had. Yeah, as a player, you know, obviously you're going to feel a lot different. You feel a lot more in control, weirdly enough, right, as the quarterback, you know, many years ago. But, you know, being a head coach, you know, it's been obviously, you know, a great run, in my opinion, at Firelands. You know, had our good years and had some down years, but, you know, always have kids coming out ready to play and things like that. And you feel a little bit less control on a Friday night as a head coach, and kind of have to give that up to the players. But, you know, certainly been very appreciative of the kids that I've had over the years, and to be a part of it as long as I've had has been a very special thing.
And you go to a community like Firelands, right? I mean, man, Friday nights, we know where everybody's at, right? Whether it's home or away. I mean, you guys travel very well as a community, and obviously when you're home, good luck finding a seat, man, right? I mean, the fences are lined, and it really doesn't – it's funny. It's like somebody said, oh, yeah, they always pack the place when it's Vermilion. No, it's every Friday night.
Right.
It doesn't just need to be week 2 versus Vermilion.
I love our stadium.
Yeah.
You know, the pine trees in the back to the north. You're absolutely right. It's absolutely packed every weekend. It's tremendous support. The atmosphere is always great. It's a great, you know, small town, small school football atmosphere.
That's one thing I do like too. You talk about the stadium, the whole atmosphere. Like some of these LCA like stadiums are just it's awesome.
Yes.
It's almost like it's in a cornfield somewhere.
Right. I've been playing them, you know, since I've been in middle school. You know, been going to these schools, been playing Firelands my entire life, and to be there, I just love these atmospheres of these LCA schools.
You guys got a great PA announcer too, man. That guy shows us love, man.
Yeah, he does.
I bet he mentions that we're at that game 10 times during a game. I'm like, hey, man, that's enough. Like,
Fantastic.
They're just, I mean, it's royal, you know,
He's
royal
always
treatment every
he's always
time we're
coming
there.
up, asking our names,
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
yeah.
Oh, it's
So
great
you
hospitality.
come back last year, and last year kind of, you know, weird start for you guys, right? It just didn't get off the way you wanted, but it was right there. It was just like a couple mistakes here, or a turnover here, right? And then it flips. And the second part of the season, man, the wheels are back on the track and everything's rolling. You get a lot of those guys back this year. Where are you guys sitting at right now as far as your experience, your leadership coming back? You got Liam coming back under center. Jimmy Berry going to be running the ball, we're assuming, again. And there was one young man that just stood out to us last year, and I'm going to assume because it's the first time we saw him, I think he busted a kickoff return for about 98 yards. Andrew Pollock. Where are those guys going to fit in this year and kind of take the reins here?
Yeah, even going back to last year, you know, you have that 0-4 start. You have a bunch of sophomores playing that got tremendous experience. And look, you know, we finished the season 4-6, so a little bit of a positive note going 4-2 to finish the season. And even in those losses against Clearview and Keystone, there was a growth that I did not see the first couple weeks. And I guess you could say that's kind of typical of a lot of, I think, 6, 7 sophomores on offense at one point last season. But, yeah, to see that growth, see that confidence, finishing the season the way they did, and then going into this offseason, you know, they had a leadership element to them that was absent probably the year before, because there's a lot of uncertainty when you're a sophomore. You're not feeling necessarily comfortable, you know, on the field. And in all 6 of those losses, they were 1-score games at half, and we just didn't sustain. So, you know, working hard to understand that confidence, playing fast, playing physical, kind of those basic things need to be sustainable for 48 minutes. And I think the offseason that they had, we've had, you know, more 7-on-7s, more, you know, camp days, that there is a growing confidence with them. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, starting tomorrow with a scrimmage coming up, you know, just exactly how far we've grown from week 10 last year to week 1 this year.
Who's the scrimmage against tomorrow?
We have Normandy coming to town.
Get to learn a little bit about it, man, right? We were just talking about with Coach Rice of Columbia is, you know, finally you get to hit someone that's not in the same colors as you, right? And that's when you start to see where we're at and get that gauge of how ready are we for, I mean, we're, 2 weeks away from the season, right? Tomorrow night marks 2
Comes up
weeks.
quick.
And,
Comes up quick.
Summer will be over, and it's all done, and here we go. Fall starts all over, and it's Friday Night Lights and pads even, maybe. Yeah.
The craziest thing.
The nice thing is they're both
is
fast.
the size.
Yeah, there you go.
difference,
There you
too.
go.
Like the size difference between the two, and I mean, like you said, they're equally as fast.
Yeah.
It's just.
That's why I couldn't believe. I'm going, man.
I
Aiden's
told
a
him
big
that,
kid.
and he said,
And I know
no.
I know he's a big kid, and I'm not
Right.
saying you can't run fast for your big kid. It just caught me off guard.
Hey,
with Pollock being his size, I just thought, man, that can't be close. But
I
everybody
followed
has
those.
said the
They're
same
both
thing.
fast.
I followed
mean,
those track numbers, and they were
very close.
They were there.
I mean,
Really?
Aiden,
Okay.
I think we had for 2-3 games last year. Broke his hand, and then I think Pollock finished with. I think he missed the last 2 games.
Yeah, I
with
remember
an
he-
injury.
yeah.
So it's gonna be nice to have them both on the field at the same time. That's for sure.
So Aiden comes back this year, lining up where on the offensive side of the ball, Coach?
Mr. Everything right
Okay.
now, you know, like a little Tyler Warren, Penn State-ish.
Love it.
He's lined up
Ooh.
Wildcat quarterback. He's been a tight end for 4 years
Yep.
now. You'll see him there. He's lined up in the slot, lined up outside. So I think he's one of those kids, similar to Pollock, moving around, you know, that they're very talented, and you want to find a way to get them matchups.
Yeah, I would love to hear. We talked about this with every coach, man. Is whether it's high school football in Texas, Ohio, wherever, man. Get your playmakers the ball, right?
Simple as that.
And I love the way you guys are coming up with all these creative ways, man, to just get the playmakers the ball, whatever it is, whether it's a sweep, an end around, motion, the wildcat. Everybody that we've seen do that has success, man. And the coaches that haven't bought into that philosophy or that theory yet don't seem to have as much, man. But we Forder Aiden is obviously we talk about him. We called his name a lot last year. It felt like when we did your games. Pollock was another one. Jimmy Berry was another one. Take us over to the defensive side of the ball. Who kind of anchors that line and that second level and the secondary?
Well, a lot of similar names, right?
Yeah.
So on the first level of the defense, you're going to see, Aiden Fortner. He's, outside linebacker type, can line up a defensive end, kind of one of those hybrid type players. Brett Beery on the other side, he played as a freshman for us last year.
He's a big boy too, isn't he?
Pretty similar to Aiden.
That's
in
Jimmy's
size.
younger brother?
No.
No, okay.
Beery, Berry.
Yeah, okay,
so-
gotcha.
Geary.
Yeah, so they'll be kind of those outside linebacker types, like a 3-4, playing on the line a lot. Jimmy Berry will be that anchor at the second level, a returning player there. Then our secondary, Carson Lima, again played as a freshman. Preston Kirshner at safety. So got a lot of kids that we like coming back. It's just about, like you said, putting it together, getting those kids the ball. Kind of getting out of their way as coaches, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just feed the studs type mentality and do it as much as we possibly can.
And what we felt, so we had you last year, week 2, obviously the Stillman Cup with Vermillion. And, man, it was just, I think you talk about that inexperience, right? It was like, you guys had a great play, and then you had a holding call, right? And you look down, and I'm looking, I told Brian, I go, O'Rourke's going to just blow his top, man. Like, you could just see it, right? It was like 10 yards forward, and that's something now they become juniors, right?
Yes.
And they're becoming more mature, more experienced. you look for them to get out of their own way
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, right? And quit making those little mistakes and move forward. And that's what vaults into wins.
Yeah, especially week 2 last year, it was only natural to see a lot of those
Yeah.
mistakes. I think I look back to the 20-play drive we had that finished on we didn't convert a 4th down to tie the game,
Yep.
I think, going into the 4th quarter. So, little things like that. You don't want to say, one play makes or breaks you, but certainly when you pile those up,
Sure.
they add up. So even from week 2, though, to week 10, we saw those mistakes minimized, right? We were getting out of our own way, by the end of the season. But you have to give credit to the teams that beat us. They had phenomenal seasons, and, we certainly want to be up there with those teams that we compete with. But we were just a little young and a little inexperienced for some of those veteran teams.
So we took a poll, and you might want to hear this, maybe you don't, but we said, hey man, who's going to be that team to be the LC8 champion, other than a Wildcat or a Raider? And the poll this year said a Falcon.
Yes, edit that out.
Do you guys do you feel like the kids are ready to take that leap, man? I mean, do you think you have the right team, the right kids, the right mentality to do that finally?
I always feel that way.
Yeah.
Going into a season, certainly. I think our kids are much more confident.
Yeah.
So on that end, that certainly rings true. For me, you really, with high school kids, you have to keep them focused on the day. Just win today, focus on the next day. That's coach speak. That's very boring. I get it.
That's the truth, though, man.
It is. As simple as it is.
If you get kids trying to project their record, like you get the famous question from, people, how are you going to be this year? I can't answer that.
Yeah.
I think our
Fair
kids
enough.
have done a really nice job. You look at, stages of a year, right? I think their first stage, the winter conditioning, winter lifting, did great, right? I think we had a really good summer. So I look at it like that. Are we taking the steps necessary to compete with, like you said, Keystone, Columbia, that they're the only ones that won this conference?
Yeah.
And I think there's plenty of other good teams in this conference
Yeah.
as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very competitive. And it's not something that you can say until you do it, in my opinion. So for us, our focus is on, what's the scrimmage going to look like tomorrow, and how are we going to improve that for Rocky River the next week.
Yeah, and going back to I guess sophomores last year, juniors this year, a lot of them on that team, and like you said, a lot of them had some varsity experience too. That's got to be exciting going into this year.
Absolutely. I think there's 18 in that junior class, so it's definitely a bigger one. And to have that experience and just to see, the operation, like let's say quarterback, for instance, just to see Liam's confidence as far as how he manages things now from a calendar year ago. And you can translate to all those kids that we mentioned. So it's been a lot of fun. I've told the kids that it's been very enjoyable, very competitive so far in practice. And they're doing all the right things to put themselves in position to be successful.
Yeah. Coach, we're going to edit that part out. But
There
if it comes true, I'm emailing you that clip.
Right,
you go.
yeah.
And
There you go.
we'll save it for the end of the year,
Certainly
man.
want it to come true.
Absolutely.
But got a long road to week 10.
Absolutely, man.
Long
Long
road
way to
week
go. 12 weeks away or
Yep.
2 weeks away still from starting the season. A lot could happen there. Obviously, going into your scrimmage tomorrow, man, we wish you guys all the best to come out healthy. That is number one,
Yes.
to get this week 1 with everybody healthy and ready to roll. And we wish you guys all the best of the season, man. We'll see you week 2.
Yeah, appreciate you guys
over at
having me.
Firelands, man. Thank you for coming out. Coach Ryan O'Rourke of the Firelands Falcons, man, as his Falcons get set to take on Edison week 1. That'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow night. And then we will have them right here on WOBLradio.com, 107.7 FM, and 1320 AM week 2 as they'll take on rival Vermilion in the Stillman Cup, man. So, Coach, again, thanks, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate
and good
appreciate
luck
you guys having me.
on a great season.
Thank you.
You got it, man.
Absolutely.
We'll take a break again. Spitzer of Amherst, man. If you're looking for a ride, stop on down. You can talk to any of the guys. There's plenty of them here. We got to say a big thank you to Jason Iman, Jason Voss for being partners with us on our high school football season. Our staff that showed up, man, Max Drummond, our camera guy, also color commentary on one of our YouTube streams, Ed Vereen, producer producer extraordinaire, Jared Viancourt, does work for us. Our photographer, Dave Chapsinski. Our board op, our newest board op, Johnny G, the radio junkie over there. And, of course, our sports director, Don Vincent. Man, everybody coming out and making this night possible. Big thank you to Spitzer of Amherst on Route 58 Levitt Road here at Amherst. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll be talking with Coach Bill DiFucci of the Vermilion Sailors coming up in just a few minutes here. Welcome back. It's the 2025 Coaches Show here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Our YouTube channel. Don't forget, man, a lot of our broadcasts, 50% of our broadcasts are on traditional radio still. We are still an FCC licensed radio station here in Lorain County. And I'll tell you how I know that because my wife pays the bills and I got to send them to the FCC. So that's how I know that for
and
sure.
the only way
and
you
the
know it.
only way I know it, exactly. But you can join every Friday night. We'll have 4 games for you, right? We'll have WOBL, that'll be myself, Brian DeVito, my broadcast partner over on WDLW. You're going to have Don Vincent and Dave Grzinski. They are going to be bringing you a lot of the SWC. Obviously, WOBL, we have said, hey, we're going to be exclusive to LC8 and to Vermilion, and we're going to cover those schools out this way, what we call some of the smaller schools in the Lorain County, smaller communities in the Lorain County. And then over on YouTube, you'll have Bull Barch along Max Drummond will be his color commentary. And on our other YouTube channel, you'll have Dave Rivera and Jared Viancourt. And also joining us this year, radio broadcast legend Mark Munch Bishop comes to the team, and he brings his wild man tactics to our broadcast booth. And so we're looking forward to that. And then on Saturdays, Max will head up our junior LC8 coverage, where we're covering the 5th and 6th graders. You know what, man? I still, to this day, think that's one of the best decisions we've ever made. You see these kids' faces, right? And they get to play this game. They're 5th, 6th grade, right? Brian, you coach in that league.
Yep.
And they get to go home and watch themselves on a big screen, right? Mirror it. And I got a neighbor, he comes down one day, and his mom goes, I hope you're happy you started covering these kids in football. He goes, Gary, I saw my touchdown. It said 8 minutes and 38 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he hasn't time.
Oh, they know. They
right?
know.
And it's just like broke, man. So, again,
Very cool.
That's our coverage teams this year. And we want to say thank you to Simons of Amherst. We want to say thank you to the gentleman to my left for joining us, Coach Bill DeFucci of the Vermilion Sailors. Vermilion grad, got to come back, take over the program that from the school you graduated from. And to be honest, man, right? We're all honest with each other. You came back. That first year was a tough one, man. And you got that first year under your belt. And then last year, come back, you get to turn it around. You win Coach of the Year. What was that like, man, to just kind of flip that script in 1 year?
Yeah, it's a dream come true, right? I mean, you think about the opportunity, one, to coach high school football, especially not being a teacher in a district, to actually live that dream first, and then to go back to your alma mater, which is even more significant for me.
Right.
And sure, it's not the way you draw it up. Nobody wants to come out of the box and start off 0-10. We knew we had some foundations to lay. Weight room was important, the program and the offense and defensive schemes and our speed and agility. Knew it was going to take a little bit of time to build where we wanted to, but you're right. That senior class and those juniors, they're seniors now for us. The senior class has graduated, bought into everything we asked them to do. I mean, they committed to the weight room, they committed to the program, the schemes, and just kind of see them grow through the program and finally take off and have that great year that they had last year. It's a dream come true for everybody.
And it's got to be the key to it, right? Is you said the most important word, and that goes, I think, in football and business and life, is buying in to whatever system you believe in or whatever system's being taught to you.
Yep.
And you got last year, obviously you had a great quarterback in Aaron Mathis, right? Aaron Mathis, yeah. I did first name I was catching, but he comes out, he leads them, and that group, that senior group, man, took some lumps.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to come out and go 8-2, hit a playoff, win a playoff game for, I believe, first ever playoff win in Vermilion history,
Yeah,
correct?
first ever host and first ever victory.
I mean, man, just shy of a state championship. I don't know how much better you could end your high school career.
Yeah, and it was electric, right? I mean, we've always made that comment that the hardest thing I think you can ask a coach to do is change a culture, because it's not just X's and O's, and it's not just coaches and players. It's community, it's administration, it's everybody buying into what you're selling. And we're very fortunate. I think that love is back, for Vermont Center football. The energy's high, and it's great. It was, like you said, it's quite an experience to be part of.
So, Coach, obviously you lose some big names coming into this year, but you get a couple of them back.
Yep.
Evan Coons being one of them. Standout running back from last year, Brock Myers. Who's going to be under center this year with Aaron gone?
It'll be a junior, Drake Hooks.
Okay.
And this is a junior that really didn't get many varsity snaps because I had 2 senior quarterbacks last year.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So we talk about going from Mathis and Terrence Anders, and we didn't get a lot of a Friday night experience for Drake. But phenomenal kid, a hard worker, attention to detail matters, and I'll tell you what, he's extremely coachable.
The other thing, you guys are out in the Sandusky Bay, and I know you've heard of them. There, right? It's been talked about a million times. I don't know the true reasoning behind it. I'm not an administrator. I don't know, but boy, you guys got that LC8 feel, right? Yeah. And it's like when you match up with them, you kind of see it.
Yeah.
Even go. Obviously, you play Firelands week 2. That's become the tradition. The Stillman Cup. Yep. It's big. It's the brothers are the. If you don't know the story, brothers are in the Stillman brothers are the ADs of each school, and it's become a big deal. But you guys just match up really well in that conference. Have you ever just said, "Hey, man, I'd love to just be over there"?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's a great conference. It's a great. Those coaches in that conference, football coaches specifically, great group of guys. I mean, we go to the county meetings and everybody gets along so well. We have the same philosophies, and that's particularly why we try and keep our scrimmages to the Lorain County schools.
Yeah,
I mean, we scrimmage Wellington, we scrimmage Brookside. We're of the same mindset, and you're right. They're great matchups for us, and it's a great fit. I said for years, because I've coached in Vermillion for years prior to taking over, and that Sandusky Bay Conference is a hard conference to build a program in.
Yeah.
Because week in and week out, you've got great football programs.
Yeah.
So to talk kids into coming out and playing Vermillion football, it's kind of hard when they know, you got Edison on the schedule, you got Huron on the schedule, you got Sandusky on the schedule. I mean, they look at that gauntlet and they're like, man, I don't know. And fortunate to have had that group that bought in when I took over, and they were on it. They were getting after it in every manner, and it just shows that if you dedicate yourself and commit yourself, and you buy in and you do what the coaches are asking you to do, man, success. You can knock on success's door every year.
And you talk about that gauntlet, man, right? I mean, you guys lose in the playoffs to Sandusky, right?
Perkins.
Or Perkins, I'm sorry.
Correct, yeah.
Who ends up being a state runner-up,
That's right.
They lost to the state finals.
Yep.
Hey, man, that's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, Coons to us, we joked a little bit off air about him. We got in the car last year, and I'll tell the story on it, but we got in the car last year, and we're leaving. I look at Brian and go, man, I must have called that kid. I felt like I just called that kid's name 90 times, man.
On offense and defense.
And just, how special is he?
Yeah.
Coming back, obviously going to be your leader. I can only imagine, right? That's my guess. But how special of a player is he?
Yeah, he's a quiet leader, right? He's a lead by example kind of guy.
Yeah.
Extremely hard worker. We're talking in the weight room, and we do our speed and agility. He is always trying to take that next drill or that next coach. What else you got? What else can we do? What else can I do to improve and get better? So he's very hungry when it comes to developing himself and developing our program as a team. So we're very fortunate to have a kid like that can be our workhorse. And, going back to last year, we had a running back stable that was great. I mean, we had 3 running backs that were great. Yeah. We ran a quarterback, and we're kind of continuing to see that trend out by us out here in Vermillion. Is we're blessed and fortunate to have a fantastic running back room year after year. Even my younger program, my incoming freshmen, my sophomores, we have running backs coming through the program. So I'm fortunate because it fits my philosophy, right?
Yeah.
I want to run the football and play good defense.
Yeah.
So to keep having that talent come up and to be developed the way that we've got the system set up, we're fortunate to hopefully be able to run the football for years to come.
This may sound crazy, but I covered a junior LC8. Max, what are we in, year 3 of junior LC8? So it would have been 2 years ago, and Vermillion had a little guy in their backfield, which would have been like their varsity team, right? And, man, this kid had to have 400 yards, and 200 of them were just, he would go right, he would get everybody to go right, and he would loop right back around. And nobody could catch him. And I can't remember his name to save my life, but I'm assuming he's coming up through your program. He's a little guy, man, but, I mean, he was lightning quick, and that's kind of what you talk about. I know, tell us about a couple maybe sophomores or freshmen maybe even. I mean, that's becoming very common that you're seeing that are going to come up that we don't know about.
Yeah,
or maybe
those
not,
underclassmen.
a couple names we don't know about.
Yeah, sure. And when we talk about it at the D4 level, we're sitting 50 around 50-some kids. And so those freshmen, especially in the SBC, you don't see a lot of freshman football teams. My first year we were able to do that and kind of getting back into only playing JV games. So these freshmen had a fantastic season in the junior high, went undefeated 2 years in a row. So you got guys like Mac Mooney, who man, he looks like a high school football player right now, and he's only a freshman.
Wow.
Austin Sargent, Peyton Mooney at quarterback. There's some good talent in that class for us coming up through at the running back and quarterback position. So we're very fortunate to have that development behind us to continue to build on and kind of hope for our success.
Is that Mooney's brothers?
So, yeah. So, Mac's not. Ironically, Mac Mooney is not related, but there's Peyton and Landon Mooney, and they are both twin brothers, younger brothers.
So again,
That's
man,
just
smaller communities are just
bringing that just
going.
team after team,
We
man.
were talking about it with Columbia.
Yeah.
With Brookside, you see it, right?
Yeah.
You see these. Oh, that's so and so's little brother, right? It's like,
Yeah.
man, how many kids do these people have?
Yeah.
Right?
And, and we talk about these younger classes specifically for us. My junior class isn't big at all. It's probably one of the smaller classes I've seen. So we're pretty good with our senior class. It's a comfortable class. The junior class is very small. But our sophomore class and our freshman class are two great classes from a number standpoint, from a talent standpoint. So you're going to see probably in our alignment here as we start rolling out the season, a lot of seniors, but a lot of sophomores as well, specifically up front on the offensive line. I mean, Trey Colahan's done great for us up front. Trenton Garcia, and Luke Richardson as well up front. So we're talking sophomores are going to contribute up front for us. Kind of going
that experience.
back, and going back to that mindset we had a few years ago of developing that young talent.
Yeah.
And we've got some plenty of skill guys. I mean,
you feel like that's changed, right? I mean, you go back, I don't know, even the 80s and 90s, man. It was very rare that you saw sophomores or freshmen playing any varsity, right?
You weren't seeing the field till junior, seniors.
And sometimes you almost just thought because it was like the unwritten rule. It wasn't. There was a lot of talent, but it was like, hey, we play juniors and seniors, and I think that's kind of went. But now it's like, hey, we're going to play our best.
Yeah.
And if you're a sophomore, then you're going to get your time.
Yeah.
If you're a freshman, you're going to get your time. And to me, that's just a fair way to do it. It's life.
Yeah.
It's life. You're never going to go to a job interview where they're going to go, oh, you're a year older, you get the job.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Totally.
It's life, man. And I appreciate that that's been done by not only the football programs. I think where that's really taken off
Basketball.
is the basketball programs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
You
just
see a
saying,
lot of freshmen out there.
hey, if you're the best, you're going to play.
It increases competition as well. These kids aren't feeling like they're locked in because they're junior or senior. You got a freshman or sophomore knocking on the door. You're going to work your tail a little bit harder.
Yep, absolutely.
So, Coach, you guys open up against Margaretta. That'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Scrimmage tomorrow?
Scrimmage Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep, we're going to go Saturday.
Who gets?
We'll have Wellington on Saturday.
Wellington on Saturday.
Yep.
See Coach Rob Howells and those boys.
That's
and what
right.
they're
That's
doing.
right.
I don't know if this is a trick question or not. I'm not trying to set you up here, but man, after last year, the community's bought in, the kids have bought in, right? Everybody's a Bill believer now. What are the expectations, man, and how do you keep that in line with the kids and say, hey, we got to go out and do what we can do and control what we can control.
Yeah.
And we know if we give our best every night, we're going to be all right with the community. And are you seeing? Are the expectations, have they jumped all of a sudden?
Yeah.
After a year like last year.
Yeah. We've created a level of pride again.
There you go.
Pride does a lot of things for you. And when you talk about being a doormat for so long and really struggling and kind of getting to that point, you have a year like we did last year, and we knew we were building towards it. That class has graduated on. Well, this 2B senior class now is looking at saying, we were part of that as well. Don't forget about us. And guess what? We can carry that torch now.
Yeah.
So it's certainly a component to what you're doing, and I'm excited that that group of kids is kind of running with that torch right now and saying, don't count us out.
What kind of thoughts do you have on the new playoff format, Coach? They're going to break it back down to 12?
Yeah.
Give a 4-round bye or first 4 bye?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
I agree with that.
I think
those 1-in-16 matchups are tough.
Yep. Yeah. It's a tough hill to climb.
And we talk, this is where I just thought it was so strange when they first did it, right? You're a 1 seed, and you don't want to rest your kids for a week, right? You want to do that and break up the rhythm.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, you play a 16 seed that I believe there were a couple years that there were 0-10 teams that were in.
Yep. Absolutely.
And you do that, and your starting quarterback has a freak accident.
Yeah.
And now you've lost your chance at your man. That's a hard pill to swallow to know that you're playing the 16 seed, and I'm a fan of it. I am a fan of it. I like that they did the bye. I think that gives everybody something to go. Hey man, let's get a week break here, practice hard, and regroup.
Yep.
Right, 10 weeks. The kids are beat up.
They are, no doubt. That time off speaks volumes when you get to the end of the season.
Yeah.
You start talking about that second push, right? That playoff push and that ability to get deep in the playoff. So I'm a huge fan of it.
How much harder is it, Bill, Coach? These kids there's so many distractions right now, right? For when we were in high school, man, you had one distraction. That was chicks, right? We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have. I'm dating myself. You might have had a cell phone, but we did. You had one distraction. It was like you stayed away from partying and you stayed away from chicks, but whatever. But now, man, they got these social media and tablets, and they're able to call out other kids from other schools, and they're all kind of buddies. And man, how hard is it to just keep these 16, 17, 18-year-old kids on track, man, throughout a week.
Yeah, it really is. And not only those distractions, the technology distractions, but I've got kids that are working, or they got fair, or they travel baseball, travel basketball.
Yeah.
And that stuff runs all through the summer now.
The AAU and stuff
yeah,
now.
Yeah. And I've last 2 years, I've had kids leave the program to go to the National Guard. And they're getting their boot camp done over the early part of the summer. So they've left, and and I've got
That's
one
a
right
new
now.
one.
Yeah, I've got one right now that's at National Guard boot camp, following in the shoes of a player from last year, and getting that knocked out so they can kind of come in a little bit ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So just another distraction that you really it wasn't on the radar years and years ago when we were playing ball.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Your baseball was done. You were done with baseball. You went to your 2 days. And you started, and that was just it. That's how it rolled.
Yeah.
Tell Evan and tell us your captains this year. Who's gonna captain the team?
So we vote for captains this week.
Oh, this week.
Nice.
Yeah, and we always announce captains at our team picnic this weekend.
Okay.
So it is.
That's
and,
cool.
The community doesn't know. We roll them out that time. So, it's always been a couple or a few seniors and one underclassman. So with the senior class and the junior class, we're going to look at how the voting comes in and see kind of how that shapes out.
Good deal, man. Well, thank you so much for
That's
giving us some
neat.
time tonight, man. We're going to see you week 2. I know our stream is going to see you another couple times, I think, during the season. I think we got you 3 or 4 times this year. We appreciate all the time you give us, the interviews, and, coming out tonight, taking time, man, out of practice and everything else, man. We wish you guys all the best, a successful season, health, and go knock them out in the SBC, man.
I appreciate everything you guys do for football and high school football, and us as well. I mean, it's great to have this platform to kind of share the kids' success.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Coach Bodafucci of the Vermilion Sailors, man, looking to repeat that great season of last year where they went 8-2 and got that first playoff win, a win over River Valley, 37-21 last year. And another quick stat: that was your first. I'll give you this one: first 9-win season for the Vermilion Sailors since 1998, man. Something to be real proud of, man. You talk about elevating and taking it to another level. So congrats to you guys and all your kids out there, and your coaching staff and the community and everybody doing it. We'll take a quick break. We come back. Scott O'Donnell of the Brookside Cardinals is going to join us. We're going to talk to him as he starts year number 6. And I think we're going to talk to him about a big junior class. Brian and I don't do much research, so we have one line for the Cardinals: big junior class. That was our research last night.
I could have went for a couple teams, actually.
Hey, that's why we're the best, buddy. That's why we do it. Thank you to Spitzer of Amherst. We were at Spitzer of Amherst Chevy. We're at the Chevy store, Volkswagen next door. Stop by, see Jason Iman, Jason Voss, or any of the guys. We're going to talk to one of them. We have a break here from coaches, as one coach couldn't make it tonight. We'll talk to Spitzer and get you updated on some of the deals going on. And we'll return right after this. You're listening to the 2025 High School Football Coaches Show. WOBL, WDLW Sports. We are live on the Lorain County Sports Network, our YouTube channel. Don't forget, click, like, and subscribe on Lorain County Sports Network. All right, welcome back. It's the 2025 Coaches Show here on the Lorain County Sports Network, WOBL, WDLW Sports. Gary Tellett, my color commentary guy for the season, our fourth season together now, Brian DeVito, and being joined by head coach of the Brookside Cardinals, Coach Scott O'Donnell, going into year 6, man. It just seems like we met you, a week ago or a year ago, man. To think that it's been 6 years already, it just seems crazy. A lot of positives going on out in that Brookside community, and I know as a community member, I guess hey, we'll say what it is, man. DeVito and I both live in Sheffield Lake. We're very familiar with Coach. We're very familiar with the Cardinals.
See him a little bit.
I can't sit here and go, hey, what a great community. But it is a fabulous community, man. It's a small town feel, and we'll be homers for a minute, right? Because we're not talking about a game, we're just talking about life and stuff. But Brookside is that hometown feel, man. That's my wife and I moved there 18 years ago. It's the reason we let our boys go to Brookside. It's the reason we raised our kids there. We didn't transfer them out anywhere. When somebody called, we wanted them to be Cardinals. And you have a class coming in this year of juniors, and these are some kids that have kind of I think your biggest freshman class when they came in a couple years ago, right, in your tenure?
Yes,
Coach?
Absolutely. They're the biggest class of my tenure,
and
for sure.
20?
Yeah, we're around 20 in that class, yep.
So, we know the deal, man. Numbers have been an issue, man, for our community and for the Cardinals and for you especially. And, when you get a class like that, you kind of see, the tide's changing a little bit. And then you look beyond that and you go, well, wait a minute, man. Our 8th grade numbers are now starting to increase, and now you see the junior LC8 program, starting to get there. It's got to start there, right? I mean, that's got to make you feel good that the culture is changing a little bit, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just having that conversation just a little while ago before I got on. When I got there, it was 20s.
Yeah.
20s, no JV program, no freshman program, and we're up, and we should be in the 40, 45-ish. On the roster this year, so it's a long way from not having 11 on 11.
Yeah,
because those were issues that I didn't at previous places. You didn't have to worry about.
Yeah.
You go out there and you go, what, 11 on 11? We don't have.
Yeah.
What are we going to do here? So you got to go half line and present some issues.
And,
it's hard to correct.
It's got to present even just bigger issues, man. Injuries, right? I mean, now the kids are having to play. And in the LC8, a lot of them are playing both sides of the ball anyways. Yeah. You're seeing that at most of the schools because it's the bottom line is you're going to get your most talented people on the field. But, man, when you have to practice that, I mean, the injuries just start to stack up. You saw it last year with Nick Era, right? He gets hurt week
6.
Week 6 with that late in.
Week 6 in Firelands.
And, but this year you got this junior class coming in. You got a quarterback who I had no idea he had sprouted up to 6'5", in junior Mason Wechter. That is a name that I'm sure a lot of our audience is familiar with. He's a basketball player. And he's been playing varsity basketball for a couple years. Where's Mason at right now in his level of being a quarterback and maybe taking that step to be your next leader for the Cardinals?
Well, I tell you, he's done a great job in the last half a year. After he's been done with basketball and getting back into the football swing of things, he's really upped his leadership, and that guy on that team, that's everybody's looking at them.
Yeah.
Not only from the outside, you guys are looking at him, and that's the guy. You're going to talk about the quarterback, and that quarterback, and when that guy gets talked about and he gets looked at and people see him, they're going to look at everything that he does.
Yeah.
And Mason's been carrying himself the right way, doing the right things, saying the right things, and being a leader.
Yeah.
And it's been great so far. And I'm looking forward to watching him and coaching him this year, for us, because he's done such a phenomenal job to this point, being a leader and stepping up as a young man.
Tell us a few other names in that junior class, Coach. I know you got Doré. He's a lineman for you. Elliot's been playing for you for some years. But give us a few other names out of that junior class.
Elliot's done a nice job. Elliot will be, playing center for us. Up front, Braden Jackson is another name out of that up front. He'll be playing on the line, offensive, defensive line. Colin Patton is another name up there, that'll be playing in the line. I got to make sure that my brain, I got to think about all these guys. And then you go out, you go, in the backfield with Trevor Kitzberger.
Yeah.
He's You know, he had a great year last year, and he's only going to get better. His vision and running the ball is great. And then you move to our skilled spots outside. You got Colton Casey, Alex Era out there doing a great job. Ethan Blythe, you know, guys are all multiple.
He's another tall one.
Yeah, he's 6'3", so he's a 6'3". I had to ask those guys because, you know, they get so big, it's hard for me to measure
Is he 6'3" now?
Yeah,
he's a basketball player too.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, and he's doing a great job for Larry and us, you know, so he does that, and he plays there.
Well, you brought up Alex Era too, another basketball player. That's just they're just phenomenal athletes too.
Yeah, and it you know, helping both of us. You know, what I do helps Larry, and what Larry does helps us. You know, with those guys playing
good to have that connection.
Playing multiple sports. You know, we got a transfer, Troy Helbig from Keystone. He's going to be added to that class, so he's a nice athlete in that class, and. You know, all around, they're just a great class. They do things. They push each other the right way. You know, and yeah, it's unbelievable. It really is. You know,
and I think that helps too. Is, you know, that class they're so tight knit. They all hang out, and I mean that's just that camaraderie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you go to the carnival. There's like 15 of them hanging out together.
Jackson Jotto, I don't want to forget him, too. He's playing some linebacker for us, and he's going to be playing up front for us. So, you know, like all those guys.
Another one in that class, right?
Absolutely. Yep. He's in that class, too, and you know, they're all playing, and they all push each other. That's what's the good thing. They do a great job of pushing each other and
competitors,
competing.
Yep.
Yeah. Alex Era, you bring that name up, man. He's always one in basketball. I went, man, the kid's gritty. Like no fear, and he's not that big of a kid. I appreciate that type of mentality. And
last year,
Kitzberger being another one, man.
Even last year in basketball, you know, you
That's
saw it on the court.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, he's
he'll end up being a starting point guard and all that. But senior-wise, Coach said you got 10 coming back. Who's going to be the leaders out of there, man, to step up and really take the team and say, look, let me put it on my shoulder?
You know what? The guy up front, Zaire Marn, played for us. He's a leader. He's an awesome leader, and he's doing a great job leading. Some other guys that will be in those kind of roles. Carter Schuster plays on the line, returning starter for us up front. Michael Borman is actually coming back. He was a guy that wasn't thinking about it, and he's coming back, which is a great thing for us. He's a big boy.
Couple big boys right
there.
Yeah,
right. And you know, I'm sure you're going to ask me that question eventually. It'll be, you know, that's the key. That's the key to our success is going to be that, you know, and don't matter if you run, throw, whatever you do, those guys up front, that's going to be the key.
Yeah,
so
we've talked about that all night. Yeah,
absolutely. You
and,
know,
and that's got to give Mason, you know, some confidence too. Seeing those guys in front, like, all right, they're going to give me some time.
He likes seeing those big guys in front of him, that, you know, so he doesn't have to be running around.
And he can see over them.
Absolutely,
which is huge.
When you have a 6'5" guy, when you're you know 5'11", 5'10", and you know you can't see over those guys. Now you got to get them out of the pocket so that they can get out and throw the ball.
So what's that? I mean, Coach, you've had some weapons, right? I mean, you know, you go back just a couple years ago, Ben Montgomery, man, was just an absolute monster on offense and defense, really.
Tyler last year.
This year, man, you seem like you just have – is this the most weapons offensively you feel like you've had in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I don't think we're balanced, you know, and I think we have some names, you know, one that Andy Bilso's outside. He's a senior. He's going to be a leader outside for us. You know, Matthew Castoras will be part of that. So there's guys, and Mace has some weapons to throw to, and we have some guys to give the ball to, and it's not just one guy that you got to move here.
The pressure on one guy all night.
Right, and it's tough because obviously when you're getting scouted by all these other places and these other great coaches who you're talking to, they know that.
Yeah.
They know who they have to stop. So it's a lot easier to stop one or two than 3 or 4.
Right.
You know, when you have to game plan for 3 or 4, that makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, and that's hopefully that's what we do to teams. You know, we got the ability to spread things around, and they got to worry about all those guys, and then, you know, maybe you're worrying about this, and we hit that. You know,
do you get the boys ready, or you know, obviously the younger kids coming up, or maybe they're going to get their first starting season on varsity. You know, from a sideline, can you see how physical the LC8 is? I mean, that's one thing we talk about, that we feel like the LC8 is just physical, that kind of smash mouth. Yeah, you might have a quarterback once in a while throw for a couple 100 yards or light up somebody for 300 or something. But for the most part, it's like, hey, man, we hope your line's good. Like, our line's going to be good. and let's square up here.
Yep.
I love that about the conference, man. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. It's the coaching is great.
Yeah.
From school to school. The great guys at all the programs, and it's going against each other. It's a dogfight. In week in and week out, it's about that, getting up front.
Yeah.
And I tell our guys that all the time. You guys are going to make the difference, plain and simple. All else equal, the turnover ratio and all that stuff. It's gonna line up. We're gonna line up against them. They're gonna line up against us. Who's gonna win that war? Whoever wins that war is usually who's gonna win a football game.
Coach, you got a young man coming up.
Yes, I do.
What grade?
Tyler. Tyler is going to be a sophomore this year.
Sophomore this year.
Yeah, he
get a little playing
and,
time.
Yeah, we'll see. He's punting and kicking. He's working. He's trying to work out and do that stuff.
Yeah.
So right now he's probably our punter. Kicker is a battle still, and he'll battle for some other spots
Well,
too.
he is aware of Big Brother's field goal a few years back against Wellington, right? That sent Sheffield Village into the biggest frenzy I think I've ever seen at Seventh Stadium.
Yeah,
Do you remember when we were calling the game?
Oh, what a night, man!
And someone texted us.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
He kicked, that was a long one. That's probably his story, Matthew's story.
Yeah.
He
funny,
talks about
it's a
it
good
all
one.
the time.
Yeah. He's a dad now.
Yes.
Right? Like 2
Times
kids, right?
2.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like you're thinking of that, and you're like, man, it just seems like yesterday. He's a Marine, right?
Yes, he's a Marine.
Marine, a couple kids, and it's like, man, life just flies by. And then I think about it, and I go, well, you're in year 6. And I seen that, and that caught me off guard. So how about coaching staff, Coach? Everybody back? Any additions? Take anybody away?
Yeah, we have some great additions. Obviously, Coach Dore's back. He's going to be our OC. He's back, and he's coaching the quarterbacks. Coach Patrizzi's back. He coaches the secondary, coaches the receivers. And Dale Gaynor is back. Those are guys that have been with me basically from the beginning. And then we got a couple new guys. Coach Josh Berry, was with the girls basketball program. We were lucky enough to get him. He's joined the staff. He's helping out with the receivers and DBs. And a line coach up front who's doing a great job. Eamon Willis, we got him. He's helping us out and doing a real nice job with the offensive defensive line.
Style of offense, Coach. Going to run it out of the shotgun, same kind of
spread, but you'll see we'll go under once in a while.
Okay.
Different situation, short yardage and down by the goal line. We'll go under a little bit too. Okay. So we're going to utilize what we have.
Yeah.
With
so
Trevor in the backfield and the guys up front. Let's get behind the dudes that could push people in the end zone, and let's get in the end zone.
Yeah. The other thing, so you guys open up, obviously a weird night, Thursday night, man. We're stoked about it, right? For us, we get a doubleheader. We get you guys on Thursday night versus University School. Friday, we get Wellington Western Reserve. On our sister station, they get a chance to get Ignatius and Avon on Thursday night, right? So we got this doubleheader all of a sudden, and it's like, man, high school football in Lorain County is just a different beast, man. We were talking to some media guys from Andy is from Columbus Grove.
Yeah.
And he was talking. He's like, hey, man, what we have down here is special, right, down in Columbus Grove. And have you ever been to a game there?
I've watched them on tape there, and I've heard a lot about it.
It's
I heard
wild.
It's unbelievable.
It's wild. We went down 2 years ago, Black River.
That's what I was going to say. Kyle played them.
Yeah, and man, it's the whole city is shut down, and everybody's walking out of their house carrying their.
It's like
their,
some varsity blues stuff.
There you go.
That's
cool. They score a touchdown. The lights are flickering, and
well,
just,
right behind the stadium, they were having a bonfire.
Yeah,
hanging out watching the game
for the small little town. But the one thing that he said to us was, he goes, but we don't get coverage like you guys, right? Like, yeah, we have a great program, but this county doesn't cover the way that the Lorain County schools get covered with 2 radio stations and newspapers and all this. And he thought that was really special of how we cover up here compared to the other parts of the state, really. I think Lorain County is second to none. Franklin, Hamilton, you can put it all against it. Our boys in this county are blessed, man. Whether you're D1, D2, whatever, the coverage, the vibe here, the way it's an event every Friday night, I love it, man.
Yeah.
That's what it makes it so
Gary,
special.
I would agree with you. I coming from the east side even.
Yeah.
I got a perspective from that side of town. That's where I've been, for the whole time up until the last, 5 years coming out this way. So And it's totally different. They do. They are very lucky. They're lucky to have you guys covering and doing what you do, to have that media coverage. You know, like you got to talk after you win a football game. You got a phone call. You got to get on something at night on on a station in the morning. You got to get on a station. You know, you got to plan, and that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's really cool that people care that much about football,
high school football,
to do that, because it's not everywhere. It's not everywhere.
I think it's a community builder, man. I really do. I mean, I get it. There's other sports, and I'm not downplaying them anyway, man. But it's just, you know, when we get to that Friday night, Thursday night this year, right? And we're gonna get up in that press box at 7 Stadium, and you know, they come in our ear and it says, "Hey, man, coming to you guys, right? We're gonna be live in 3 minutes, man." It's goosebumps.
It is,
right? It's like you never did it before, and it's like week 1 all over again. And it's more than just the kids. It's the band, the community, right? The grill's going, everybody's cooking. That's what makes it Friday Night Lights experience to me. Right, it's a combination of all of those things, man, and we're lucky. I mean, just absolutely blessed to be a part of it, and we appreciate it. So you guys are going to open up against this caught me so off guard, the University School Preppers. I will say that wrong at least 10 times on Thursday night.
The Preppers.
What do you know about them so far? Probably not a lot of film out there, but
Not a lot. We have some. We traded some from last year,
Okay.
so we know a little bit about them. And I've played their head coach before when I've been at the last place that I was at, so I know a little bit about what he likes to do, you know, offensively. And we're actually going to go out tomorrow. We scrimmage Bay in the morning, and then we're going to go out to check them out in the evening.
Oh, that's right.
so
They're scrimmaging Columbia.
Yes,
tomorrow.
Columbia is one of them. Columbia, Benedictine, and I'm going to forget.
That's
the
right.
other one.
Forget which other one he said.
There's 3 of them.
Might
Columbia,
be worth a
Benedictine.
drive for us.
Lakewood's the other one.
the other
Yep.
one.
Yep. So we're going to go out there. I think it starts out there at 5. So we're going to go out there and check them out. So
Okay.
I'll know a little bit more about that. You know, personnel you could see on film, but last year's film, some of those guys aren't playing anymore,
Right.
and they may be doing a little bit something different, you know, here or there, defensively or offensively. So we'll know more about them after tomorrow. But you know, they'll be well coached. They're good, you know, and he'll have some guys, and that's what I know about him all the time. And he's going to get them to play. You know,
Biggest number you've had as a coach, roster size this year?
Yeah, this year or last.
Last
Last
year,
year we were
about-
close.
about same?
We're going to be around the same. Yeah, we were in the upper 40s last year.
And it feels like that's growing. If I'm not, I mean, Brian, you're part of the Junior Cardinal program. I could have swore just a couple years ago that number was like 220 or something.
Yeah, and I mean, even going down to the younger, I know there's a couple flag teams, you know, a couple rookie
Where
tackles.
it used to be
so
a
it's-
single team.
Right.
Which is huge. You know, like
Yeah.
that was one of the biggest things when I got here. That you know, that's where it's got to come from, and then you got to keep them.
And he,
you know,
and
you know,
I see,
you get-
and I
that's
see
the
him at the
key right there,
practices
right?
recruiting
Yeah,
already.
yeah, you know, like you gotta bring them up. Those kids gotta like Kevin. You know, when we talk about that down there, and they got, you know, Rob Freeg and Mike do a great job down there. They
Excellent
took that
job.
over, and they're doing a great job organizing and getting those kids to have fun.
100%.
You know, so that they play for us
And
down the road.
We talk about a program, obviously, Avon, right, sets this standard of what programs are striving to be in Lorain County. And when you talk about them, you talk to Elder, Coach Elder, go to their youth camp. You can't see the field.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's got to be 400 kids running around. And I get it. Their community has grown into those type of numbers.
But you still have to get them out there.
But it's still, and you just nailed it, Coach. You got to find a way to start the base with the youth kids, right? And to make them believe that, hey, I'm a Cardinal when I'm in 2nd grade, and I'm going to be a Cardinal when I'm in 12th grade. And that's how that tradition has built. You know, our buddy has a kid over at Avon, Trader.
Used to be a Brooksider.
Yeah, used to be a Brooksider. But he's, I think, Cooper's 6, maybe 5 or 6, something like that. And he became an Eagle last year. And his dad says, "Tell Gary what you learned at practice today, or what Coach Elder taught you." He says, "I can't tell you. You're not an Eagle."
Yeah.
Right? So, like, he's got, I mean, Mike's got these
brainwashed
these
already.
first graders, like, not wanting to
That's
talk
awesome.
to people, right? And man, that's that tradition and that community pride. And you're starting to see, your stamp being put on Brookside, and that's starting to happen, man. And I couldn't be happier for you guys and where the program's going. And we're ready to call a win, man. 2 weeks from tomorrow night?
21st.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost there.
And
It's
hey,
right around the corner.
I know you named quite a few players, but maybe one we didn't talk about tonight that we might hear on the Thursday night.
Geez, like guys, some of the guys outside. One I didn't talk about before that he's Jordan Colligrove is a great one. He's going to be playing, corner and receiver for us. He's a big part of what we do. And one that may jump out. Michael Dunn is a name that will definitely help us at
in
different
that
places
same class
too.
again, too.
Same class, So they're all competing for those spots, So. Those are a couple names that'll help us too, and we got some guys up front that may help us too. Some of the older guys, some seniors that may give us some depth, and on the offensive and defensive line, So
And it's awesome hearing those names, just because majority of them have all gone through the the junior level, so and very successful.
And I feel like in the 4 or 5 years ago it was weird. Maybe right before you came, actually, Coach was like, man, there were kids coming through our programs and our junior programs that were just ballers, man. And then all of a sudden we get to high school and it's like, oh, he transferred to here and he went to West Virginia to play for his dad. And it's like, man, you look back on some of that and like how much farther the program could have been when you got there if some of these kids would have just stuck around, right? I mean, we know the deal, man.
The DeVitos are staying.
All right.
All right, yeah. So, hey, Max, is that camera working?
You heard it.
Yeah. Don't let me see yellow and green in his front yard.
No,
Or we're
black
getting
and
the
black and
matches
red,
out, bud.
baby. Black and red.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, I think that's a big thing, man. It's keeping our kids in our community, man, making them appreciate our community, what it's about. Yeah, we're a community of, 9,000 to 12,000, whatever it is, between the two village and lake, man. But I think that's what makes it cool, man. I think it's what makes it a unique a community to live in and
absolutely
makes it fun, man.
Exciting times.
Absolutely. So we'll talk to you the Wednesday, or no, I guess we'll go Tuesday, a couple days to give you time to hop on the phone with us there, get our first game of the year under our belt, and we'll see you at 7th Stadium, man, on Harris Road, and let's go at it, man. I'm
Awesome.
ready, man. I wish it was tomorrow night. I'm
Got me excited. I got the goosebumps already.
Absolutely.
Getting ready to go talking about it. So
You
thanks for having me.
Listen
got
to
it, man.
Metallica on the way home.
Metallica. Hey, you know the deal, man. We wish you guys the best always, man. And
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
We're
Appreciate
proud to
it.
be from that community and what you guys are doing, man. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Coach Scott O'Donnell of the Brookside Cardinals as they look to make a good run in the LC8 this year. It is our 2025 Coaches Show. It is being brought to you by Spitzer of Amherst. We were at the Chevy store. Jason Iman and his staff, man, gave us some Old Town pizza, absolutely delicious. Laid out this beautiful deal for us. You got the Chevy tracks behind us. We're going to find out more about that. Our producer, Ed Vereen, cameraman, Max Drummond, Dave Wallencheck, Jared Viancourt, Johnny G, sports director Don Vincent came out, and the whole crew's here, man, because we're all just ready for football. I'm so
Right.
I can't tell you how ready I am, So that's the deal. We'll take a break. We come back. We're going to catch up with Coach Rob Howells of the Wellington Dukes. We're going to talk to him. We're also going to talk to Cody Kaya, the new head man over at Clearview. That could be an interesting one. And the big man from Sullivan's going to drive down, Kyle Clark. He's going to meet us out here. He'll be our last of the night as we keep going here and breaking down high school football on the Lorain County Sports Network. Welcome back to the 2025 Coaches Show here for WOBL, WDLW Sports. As you know, we're covering the LC8. People have asked us several times, kind of reiterating, why the LC8? Why have you guys made your one station kind of exclusive to the LC8? And there's a simple answer behind it, and we've said it for years now. We feel that the smaller communities deserve that same love that our bigger communities in Lorain County get. And there's so much talent in these smaller communities, and every time we can showcase one of their games, we're giving these young men a chance to be heard, right, and possibly get that chance at playing at the next level, or a coach to hear something and want to hear more, see a play or see video. So that's kind of the reason. It's funny. I think people think it's like this big strategic thing, and it's not. It's no more than that. We thought it was a great fit for WOBL, being a Southern Lorain County radio station, right? Majority of our LC8 teams being in that area. So that's really the reason why. I don't. It's the best reason I have. So we are talking with our LC8 coaches. Of course, and then Bill DeFucci of Vermilion, who, man, listen, whoever's listening out there at OHSAA, Lorain County Coaches Association, can we just pull the trigger and put Vermilion in the LC8 already? Can we just be done with it and quit talking about it and make it happen? Because I think Bill and that program fits, man, the way that the LC8 plays football. It really, to me, it does. Joining us right now, Coach Rob Howells of the Wellington Dukes, and Coach comes in, man, and he knows the deal. Him and I have had a bunch of phone conversations about the LC8, the grittiness of it, the toughness of it, and we say this all the time. When you talk to other coaches, they go, man, win or lose, when you leave Wellington Duke Stadium, you know you played a football game. And that's cool, right? And you and I have talked about that. That's something to be proud of. But you had said last year, you said, hey, man, that's great, but we're ready to start putting some W's up. And we're ready to, kind of get out of this little slump you've had and let's go. And tell us a little bit about the team this year, man. Who's coming back and where you guys are at right now?
Yeah, man, thanks. And again, I think you hit it on the head earlier when you were talking about why you guys cover.
Yeah.
It's a tough brand of football. We like to run the football. We still have old school wing T formation sometimes, and
I love it.
We get after it.
Yeah.
We're in mud and grass. Very
yeah.
few of our stadiums have turf. So.
One, I think, right now, right? Clearview?
Well,
two
Clearview
at Oberlin.
Yeah,
Oberlin, if you go
count
down to Oberlin, yeah.
Right. But yeah, and that's the kind of team I have.
Yep.
Last week we're going in at 100-degree weather. We've been going 2 to 8 at night because I got coaches that, aren't teachers on staff and they got to work. And teams of the past, I don't know that we get through 3 straight almost 100-degree index
Brutal.
days. But I have a senior group led by Trey Moore and his grittiness and what he's done on the football field for 4 years that we're going to get it and we're going to be better and we're going to work, and we know we got to work if we want to go where we want to go. And he's kind of led it, and then the next guy would be the other All-Ohioan I have coming back, and Alex Frank.
Yeah.
Could be an athletic freak. I just got to get him to believe that.
Yeah.
So what I've been telling him every day at practice is, you're the best player on this field. Saying, get used to me telling you that, because I think I'm going to help you in basketball, and you're the best player on this court.
Absolutely.
He can jump out the gym. He can do anything. He had 6 interceptions in 8 games last year. A lot of reasons why we could go man coverage and zero type stuff is he's playing sideline to sideline back there.
Can you get him 11 this year, Coach, to beat somebody's record?
Not going to happen.
I'm sure he'll go for it.
Hey, man, I love it. We've talked about it, man. We've talked about how cool would it be to be calling that game? If you don't know, DeVito, my broadcast partner, man, you got to know by now because I bring it up. DeVito holds the record for most interceptions ever in season in Lorain County with 10. And that was in 9 games, right? Got caught with a girl late at night, had to sit one out, right? So,
concussion.
Concussion. Yeah, my story was way better, dude. You should have stuck with my story.
Well, how do you think I got the
So, anyways, man, we've talked about that, about, hey, how cool would it be to be in a stadium one night, watch one of these young kids break your record from, 24 years ago now we're going on. So that's pretty cool, man. Coach, you guys talk about Trey. You talk about Trey Moore.
Does he have 1,000 tackles already for his career? Because the one game we did, I swear he had like 25.
Yeah.
And that might be lowballing.
And I thought that was a new school record, right? Since they've been keeping records, I think we had talked about with a couple of the guys down at Wellington. There were some years there were records who's keeping him, how accurate they are.
Right.
But this kid's just a baller, man.
Right. So
Every play.
Right. From what we know, it's a record, and actually he broke it.
He did break it. Okay.
Well, yeah, there were like 3 or 4 games. I think they said he had like 20 plus tackles.
Right. And and of course, as a coach, one of the questions you get, like, is this real? Like, who's your statistician? It's like, hey, I'll show you the tape.
Yeah.
I'll put the tape.
Talk to the broadcasters.
Right.
It's real.
It's real as it gets.
He is in on every play. He's got a knack for football. Yep. Actually, you mentioned Bill. We did when he was a freshman. We had a scrimmage at Vermilion. And we had enough at the time where we had all freshmen, like we did just a freshman-only portion. And one of their coaches took exception with Trey being on the field. And no way that kid's a freshman.
Oh, really?
And that's how good
Just
he
man
was
amongst
playing
boys
that,
out there.
And he started as a freshman for us. And I think he had almost 80 tackles in those 5 or 6 starts.
Damn.
Unfortunately, blew out his shoulder his sophomore year.
Is that what it was, Side? Okay.
Yeah. So he had 1 quarter of play his sophomore year, had 10 tackles.
Wow.
So he, again, middle linebacker. We do a lot to make sure he's free.
And he's not the biggest, right? 5'10", 5'11"?
Yeah, 5'10", 5'11", maybe 180.
Yeah.
He's just got a nose for football. He's your old school Wellington type of football player.
To me, he just seems so football smart.
Yeah.
Like you can watch him on a broadcast, and you could see him making a move before that ball's even hiked.
It's just natural.
He's read it. Yeah. He's already read it. Yeah. Is that something he's just brought with him naturally?
Yeah, I mean, as a young kid, we had to work on it a little bit more than what we've had to recently. But, yeah, he's really good at his keys and reads. And, last year, I'll be honest, I was the defensive coordinator last year, and I didn't call a snap. I didn't call a play. I gave Trey Moore our basic checks and things for what the offense would do, and he'd get us lined up, and he'd call the defense from the field.
That's awesome.
So and that probably helps him be locked in and have those keys and reads. And
that's not happening often.
Do what
no,
not at our level. Again, we don't have enough time with these.
Especially being a junior last year.
Right, and being a junior and
hurt, coming off an injury,
coming off a torn labrum. So I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Hopefully a little bit more confidence in that shoulder.
Yeah.
Knowing the kid, I don't know that we saw 100% out of him every week last year.
Oh, boy.
And, so that's, it's interesting.
It's a little scary.
It's interesting to think about. He's going to have a larger role now with our large senior class graduating on offense. So we're going to be able to see his true athletic abilities on Friday nights this year.
So, Coach, you lose Landon, quarterback. I believe he started for you for 2 years, if not 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. Who's going to be under center? Who are we going to see there?
Very excited about Gavin Wacker.
Okay.
His name is Gavin Wacker. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. He can throw it.
Sophomore.
Junior. Going to be a senior.
Going to be a senior. Okay.
Yeah. So he played JV last year. Didn't really get any time varsity. Shame on me as a head coach. But again, when you got guys that we had last year, it's tough to get some of those juniors in.
Absolutely.
So, and that's what we're facing this year. We got 12 seniors out, and some of them have a lot of playing experience, like Alex and Trey, and others don't.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see. But from 7-on-7s and stuff this year, very excited. Very excited about Gavin after his JV season, even last year, and the things he was able to do. So very much looking forward to see what he can do to lead this offense.
And then running the ball, who are we going to see out of the backfield?
Well, again, Trey Moore would be one. A lot of guys that we're really high on when it comes to our running backs as well. One being Cade Spangenberg, who was a two-way guard defensive end starter for us. He got down to 215, is our strongest, fastest kid. He's going to be lining up at fullback and tailback. I'm blanking right now. We have a couple of freshmen that have been getting after it and really making us scratch our heads, and Dylan Riddick and Dom Wright.
Yeah.
Bigger body guys that are just running hard and running behind their pads. They're not running like freshmen. And then we do have a sophomore last year in Chase Milks, who's had a really nice camp and has done a lot of nice things. So very excited. It's probably going to be back by committee. Again, a guy like Trey Moore is going to start, but then he's so valuable to our defense that we're going to need those other guys.
Getting some breaks there.
Numbers-wise, where do you guys sit every year? Are you in that 50 to 60 range? Are you guys that high?
I've always been in the 40s.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was first hired in 2018, had 17 out.
Wow.
Whoa.
And found a way to win a game and get through that season, and we doubled from there. So I was in the mid-30s in the second year. And then ever since then, I've been no lower than 42.
17, man. What's that even look like?
Oh man, difficult.
I mean, is that just you go home and go, what have I done? Why did I mean?
A lot
No.
of timeouts.
Young and dumb, man. 29. I was excited.
I'll take it.
I was excited. I was excited for the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, but I coached at North Ridgeville before that, and I played at North Ridgeville. So it was just one of those things where I wasn't used to it. You
Yeah.
know, and then playing in college is a different ball game altogether. But you know, a lot of half line stuff. So then, as the O-line guy, you get upset when you can't build the wall of backside backer. But
Sure.
when you're not practicing with the backside backer,
Yeah.
you know, it's really tough. But again, just happy of that maturation. Now this year, we're sitting at 33.
Okay.
You know, unfortunately, we got a lull in some class sizes.
Okay.
Our incoming freshman is only a class of 50.
Oh, wow.
But I do have 5 freshmen out. So, I mean, when you go per capita, that's not bad.
Right.
You know, and I actually have a unique ability at Wellington. And just had this conversation with our great AD, John Bowman. My numbers don't decline as kids stay in our program. They go up. So what I mean is typically your cohort freshmen come in, you know, 10, 12 at schools our size.
Yeah.
And by the time they're seniors, you got 5, 6, maybe 10 or 9 out.
Right.
You know, maybe if you're lucky. I go the other way. I'll have 5 out, and then we'll finish with 12.
Okay.
You know, so I've already done it this year. I had 5 freshmen last year. I have 10 sophomores this year.
Nice.
So and some of it's luck and move-ins, but
Sure.
a lot of it is I'll have seniors playing their first ever really Friday night game this year and their second year ever playing football because they built a relationship with me and
Yeah.
they came out as juniors and gave it a try and they loved it.
And let's be honest, man, that is a tribute to you because I'm not seeing, and this is not a knock on the city. Obviously, we're very close with Wellington. Not a lot of new housing developments going on in the city of Wellington, man.
Right.
You don't have this luxury of Ridgeville
Just
being
screaming numbers, right.
Screaming, outgrew a high school in 3 years, or Avon, you know, these cities that are just busting at the seams. But you guys always have had a solid youth program too.
Yes.
I was going to bring that
with,
up.
with the junior LCA, and it's got to start there, right? That's
Oh,
when
yeah.
those kids become Dukes. I mean,
Exactly, and I'm try to be as very active as I can, and I give my kudos to all the ladies that run it because it is an all-female board that runs it, and they do a great job with it, and I really like. We have a whole new board this year, and they've gotten me even more involved. Coaches clinics, youth camps. You know, one of my favorite nights of the year we did last Friday. I call it Football Night in Wellington, and we
I
practice.
saw this, yeah.
We practice K through 12 on the same field, and we go through about an hour practice together. They're running our EDDs, we call them everyday drills, and we're working together. And then we have like a spring type game, like a Scarlet Gray game. So we call it the Maroon White game, inter-squad scrimmage. So now I got guys in the stands supporting, excited, and you know it's one big family, and that's really where it does start. And to
Absolutely.
be honest, I'm excited for that future.
Yeah.
Because of what's going on in the youth. And we have all teams filled. We have multiple teams at levels. We're probably going to have a 7th grade only team and an 8th grade team this year.
Which isn't a lot in LCA.
Right.
There's not a lot of them.
Right. So I'm excited for what's coming, you know.
you got another great thing, man. You get to coach alongside your brother,
Oh, yeah.
right? I mean, not every
highlight.
coach can say that, man.
Right.
And,
That's pretty neat.
And I know for me, I was the youngest of 3, but my middle brother, I mean, we were best buds, right? And like, I couldn't imagine, man, you know, having him side by side with me, coaching and you know,
Just the
keeping
ideas
you
and
level,
everything.
right? or the ideas,
Yeah.
man. Or,
Right.
You know, but getting to maybe draw up the old Sandlot play once in a while or something, man. I
Right.
mean, what a luxury that is. So,
Yeah.
tell us about a couple names that maybe we haven't touched on that we'll know about by the end of and that's the other thing. We got you week 1. This has become our this is our new tradition, man. And it's funny. This is almost
If
Lorain,
we keep losing week 1, though, we might have to change the tradition.
this is almost Lorain County Fair driven.
Okay.
So
awesome,
this
yeah.
is wild. I'll tell you why. Lorain County Fair Board has now named WOBL after another a couple stations have closed and they're around, but they're not on the radio anymore, or one station. And so the Fair Board last year says, "Hey, look, WOBL is the new official radio station of Lorain County Fair." So WOBL is pumping through the PA system
Oh, wow.
all week long at
Awesome.
Lorain County Fair. So last year that game is now playing at the fair.
Oh, wow.
So if you're not over at the stadium, you're still getting to catch it,
Yeah.
and that caught a lot of attention.
That's awesome.
So we got the call this year to say, "Hey, will Wellington be on Friday night again?" And we said, "Hey, man, we've done it for the last 3 years. let's just make it our tradition. So,
Yeah.
Wellington Western Reserve is the way we're going to do it now. That's going to
Yeah,
be
it's
our
great.
week 1 battle. And I'm glad it's in Wellington this year.
Yeah.
Because the red carpet gets rolled out for us there, man. I mean, it's and I'm not saying nothing bad against Western Reserve. We actually choose to be in their equipment barn because it's on your guys' side of the
Right.
stadium. And for us, man, we get to just kind of, there's not 9 other people running
Right.
around. We get to just enjoy it, call a game, and go at it, man. So we're excited about that. We're excited to be back in Wellington. Your PA announcer, I forget his name.
Tim Crossy.
Tim Crossy, his boy played last year, Nathan.
Yes,
Nathan,
yes.
yep.
People are going to think I write Tim a check because he probably mentions that we were there at least 15 times a game, man. Like, I'm going to have to put him on the payroll one year. But we're excited about it, man. We're excited, A, that we could be the official radio station of the county fair, and B, we could bring the county fair's hometown team over the PA system at the fairgrounds,
That's
man.
awesome. Yeah,
and I don't know
that's
how many
awesome.
people realize that that's happened because last year being the first year that it officially happened. But I just thought that was always a cool thing, man. And I think the one thing it does is the fair for a lot of people is like an obligation. Right, they got animals there, man.
Right.
They got to be there.
Right.
So we've given them that outlet to say, "Hey, man, don't worry about it. Handle your obligation. We're still going to let you hear your hometown team."
Right.
And I think that's what's made
Classmates too.
it. Yeah,
with that.
classmates.
Right.
And that's what's made
Right.
it cool, man. So
Yeah.
you guys
But-
open up against Western Reserve. I know there's a story there. You and him coached together. Did you
Coach
guys?
Stevenson?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we came in at the same. I think we were hired at the same.
Is that what
time.
it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but it was that's becoming this little rivalry, right? I mean, you guys
Yeah,
are
it
going on what
is.
year?
Every year since. Well, the only year we haven't played, it was my first year in COVID year. So
Okay.
6 times out of the last
Yeah.
8.
Okay.
So, or this will be the 6th time.
And it's
in the
time
last
to
8.
time to flip that script like we talk about.
Hopefully.
Look,
They're gonna be tough. They're gonna be
We're
tough.
easy to root. We can root for
Yeah.
Lorain County teams. We can say it.
Yeah.
The only thing we don't do is we don't pick games. We've never picked games. That's one
Yeah.
thing we've stayed away from
Right.
because I don't want to be in a stadium. Some kid be like, you picked us to lose. Right? I don't ever want to
Right.
deal with that,
Yeah.
or a coach for that matter. But you got a scrimmage coming up. You said
Yes, Saturday.
Saturday. And that's with who?
Vermilion.
At Vermilion.
Yep.
Right now, man, if you just look at the boys, and I'm not trying to get you to grade them or anything, you go into that scrimmage and you go, give us what are the 3 things that you just right now we got to get better at before week 1, or give me 2.
Our physicality.
Okay.
I want to see, again, we've been doing a good job against each other, but can we line up against another team and do it?
Big, big.
Can we be that physical team that I think that we can be? And that's in us deep. It's in there. But can they bring it out? Then with that, though, the discipline that comes with that. Nowadays kids are told not to hit each other, to be nice, don't bully, which is all great stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No.
But I'm not trying to say
Different in
it's not
between
good,
the lines, though.
but
Yeah.
it's different in between the lines. So you're really asking a kid to step out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And be mean, and guys of the past were able to just have that switch.
Yeah.
But now when you're preached to and talked to all the time about being mindful and kind, and it's hard to flip that switch. It's a different generation.
And you have 80 different distractions. We talked about this a little bit off air, right?
Yes.
Back in the day, man, it was like you had maybe your buddies wanted to go hang out, they could distract, or you had some girl that wanted, or whatever, right? Now, man, there's so much more that could distract them away from focusing in on a game, right? And I know, I forget where I just saw this, Texas maybe, coach called a no phone policy. Like yank their phones off the bus on Friday nights because at one point it was all about, hey, man, I'm just listening to my music, right? And then there was a Friday night where it's like, oh, yeah, half of them are talking to their girls. They're FaceTiming on the way to games. So it's, hey, your phone goes in a box when you get on the bus. We're going to play music for everybody to hear.
Right.
And that's how we're going to the games, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of thought about it for a minute. I'm like, hey, I don't know if it's legal, but it's actually, I'm sure it could be, right? But as I thought about it, I was like, man, not a bad idea, right? I mean, these phones, man, have just become such a focal point of everybody's life and distractions and everything else, man.
Right.
You know?
And it's crazy how fast it's changed because I graduated from Ridgeville in 2006.
Okay.
And maybe it was my situation. I don't know. I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I graduated in 01. I didn't have one.
And especially not one that could if I did, it wasn't when they could play videos and all that
Sure.
other stuff and really distract me.
T9 word.
I had a
so-
pager in '94.
Yeah.
For sure.
T9 word, yeah.
And if it was an emergency, you hit 911.
Yeah. Star.
So, anyways, man, Coach, we wish you guys all the best, man. As always, we can't wait to talk to you guys week 1. Be on the lookout. I'll send you that email like we always do. We'll catch up on Wednesday there, get our pregame interview in. And, I think it's time to break this little streak on
Yeah.
week 1.
Hopefully. Again, it's going to be a tough one.
You
but
said they're looking.
hopefully,
Yeah.
their quarterback's back. He's a dual threat guy. They had a lot of juniors last year,
Yeah.
went 7-3. They're always big and physical. Coach Stevenson does a great job.
Yeah.
He also runs a powerlifting squad over
Okay.
there. So they're always big and physical and will be a challenge. But again, if we can show some physicalities in the scrimmages, it gives me hope. Because
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility to get more wins this year.
Good.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't want to put a stamp on it and put
Sure.
pressure on my guys.
No.
We're not talking about winning this year.
Yeah.
We're talking about doing what winning requires and little things right.
Just getting
Are
better.
we,
Right.
are we executing? Are we getting better? Because then wins come,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
If you're doing your job play after play, wins will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live
It's
with the
not-
results.
Yeah, don't look at the don't look at the scoreboard. Live with the results. Play the next play.
Absolutely.
And again, we talked about this. It's all in our head.
Mental.
It is, man.
Forget about the last play. Believe that you're that best player on the field.
Yeah.
And go get it.
That's again. We look forward to covering you guys. I think we got you 3 or 4 times
Awesome.
this year, man, as usual. And the video stream, I have you guys a couple times, and you're just an always humble dude to talk to, man. You always give us time. We appreciate it, and of course, we wish the Dukes all the best, man, for this season. And
Thank you.
let's get it going, man.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm ready, man. Now
Oh, yeah.
we've talked about it. These next 2 weeks are gonna suck.
You're
man.
right. Yeah, we
Right?
talk and then it's just like waiting games.
Like I found myself, it was like 3 weeks ago, and I'm watching a replay of an NFL game. Like that, I knew they could. And I'm like, man, I wish my bookie was around. I guarantee I did
Yeah.
this bet, right?
Bet he
But-
scores right
bet
here.
he scores right here, buddy. But yeah, man, it's just I think that's that Lorain County Friday Night Lights, man.
Oh, yeah.
That vibe, and
It's
it's like
awesome.
let's get it going, man. And I think everybody's excited. We went from a crew. We now have a crew of 25 people
That's
out
awesome.
covering high school football. 3 years ago, we were a crew of 7.
Yeah.
So it's just.
That
you know,
sports meeting
well,
has
yeah.
grown.
Yeah, the chicken tender meals are getting more expensive every year, man. So we look forward to it, man. We'll talk to you here in a couple
Thank you.
weeks as you guys get ready for Western Reserve. And we got Coach Kyle Clark coming up. Also going to talk to the new head coach of the Clearview Clippers, Cody Kea, as he's going to take over first year. Mike Collier stepped down. We're going to talk to Cody about that, learn a little bit about that. Mike was the longest tenured coach in Lorain County until
Yeah.
that just happened.
Yeah.
So, kind of caught some people off guard, but we won't get too deep into it. But we'll talk to both of them, and then we're going to wrap it up with some guys from Spitzer. It's our 2025 Coaches Show brought to you by Spitzer of Amherst, the Chevy store, the Volkswagen store. What's your preference? You can get a ride here at Chevy. Gary Tollett, Brian DeVito of WOBL. You'll hear us every Friday night here on WOBL 1320 AM, 107.7 FM. And don't forget our Lorain County Sports Network YouTube page. Like, follow, subscribe so you get alerts of all of our games. We'll be back with Coach Cody Kaya of the Clearview Clippers right after this. All right, welcome back. It's the Coaches Preview Show 2025. Gary Tollett, Brian DeVito, the voices of high school football on WOBL. You'll hear us every Friday night, except for one, man. We
Thursday.
Thursday. I forgot about Thursday. I was actually thinking of the one that I'll be in the Outer Banks. There is one game that I miss every year. My wife loves to schedule a vacation during high school football. Several divorces, but
because you're upset about going to the Outer
I'm
Banks.
so upset about going to the ocean and eating crab legs all week. And but yeah, no. So joining us right now, man, new head coach of the Clearview Clippers, Cody Kaya, comes in as his first year. He's been an assistant over there for 5 years, running the defense the last 2 years, and something to talk about there, man, because the defense last year, guys were knocking people out, man. I mean, you had some athletes over there. So you come in, Cody, and you know, we're upfront about it. And obviously, Coach Collier leaves. He's the AD. Not going to harp a whole lot on it, but you know, Mike was the longest tenured coach in Lorain County, and he goes now, and kind of abruptly a little bit to I think a lot of the community. I don't know behind the doors how much it was known. But it happened, and here you are, man, right? You get your shot to take over a program, and a program that you've been a part of. What's the excitement level for you right now, man?
Oh, it's awesome. It's an amazing experience. It's been a roller coaster completely the last, few weeks, but very exciting is the best way to put it. There's a lot of energy, a lot of pride, and quite honestly, there's a lot coming back. So, we still have expectations this year, and really Coach Collier's the one that laid the groundwork and foundation for where we're at right now. I mean, like you said, the longest tenured coach in Lorain County.
I believe he was going to be like year 19 or 18, one of the two, if I'm not mistaken. And just, set the foundation of what a program can be and how it's ran. And we come to Clearview, man, and Mike being the AD also, man. I mean, we're treated like we're rock stars or something, man. It's like, hey, you guys, here's your seats, and everything's just.
You even get the back end of that one spot.
Right
by the stadium.
Don't tell everybody about our special parking spot, man. Other stations are gonna
Hey,
want.
they don't know. They don't know where it's at.
This year we got an unmarked car, though. We're good. So, anyways, man, you guys come back. You were talking about your quarterback position. We'll talk about it real briefly. Your 3-year starter over at Clearview, Cy Christensen, leaves the program, goes to, I believe he is a resident of Amherst, if I'm not mistaken, goes to his home school there. Cy's gone. You bring in an athlete in Tristan and Tilly that's going to take over under center. Tell us a little bit about him and where he's at right now.
Tristan, he's a great kid, and most importantly, he's coachable. I mean, he's been a leader for us defensively. He's ended up getting a significant playing time and even starting as a sophomore. So he's got that varsity experience, and he's got kind of like that traditional pride or drive of like a true Clearview Clipper. It's in his bloodline. It's in his family. And, I mean, he's just really impressed me the last week or so at quarterback, and just his decision-making, his ability, obviously, as an athlete to run the ball, but especially even as a passer.
Yeah.
He's capable of making big things happen, especially as a dual-threat kid. He's in shape, and we still expect him to be the leader of our defense, too.
I love that you said one thing, man. I think right now, and right, we're being honest. We're a bunch of dudes talking football. I love that you said the expectations haven't changed, right? Because how easy could it be right now to go, hey, man, I didn't get to take the team over until a month before the season. I haven't gelled with the kids. We're just going to go out and see what happens. I love that you haven't changed the expectations. And you said we're going to be Clearview Clippers. We're going to play Clipper football. And to me, man, that's exciting to hear from you as the new head man. Tell us a few other names, man, skilled positions. What are you going to be lining up in so far this year that you've seen?
So, obviously, it starts with Tristan and Tilly. And, I mean, we have another kid, too, who's, been battling some sickness and injury a little bit. But Braden Turner, sophomore, he could definitely – handle the ball, and he's shown a lot of promise, and he's capable of definitely holding his own at the varsity level. But also returning, we have Cam Williams in the backfield. And he'll be a senior. We got junior Christian Stevenson who'll be involved. Actually,
talked about him a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and he was a starting linebacker for us last year as well. Mm-hmm. Xavier Ricks will get in the action. I mean, we're really in a privileged position. We have several kids that you'll see rotating into the backfield at any given time.
How about the kid from last year, Josiah.
There were a couple.
Josiah Longo?
Yeah.
And,
he was graduated.
He was a senior.
What's the other one? Augusta.
Okay. There was Augusto. He's over at Lorain High now. He transferred.
Okay.
That was very early in probably February or March. We knew about that one.
Okay.
So.
So you guys, again, you know, we're going to have you a couple times this year. You go over to the defensive side of the ball. Who's going to kind of anchor things over there and hold down that defensive side?
It's a lot of similar names.
Similar names.
It starts with, I think, inside Tristan Antilli and Christian Stevenson.
Okay.
Stevenson, a junior, but he had, you know, he took some huge strides last year as a sophomore, and I expect him to be, you know, much improved from last year. And
Yeah.
he did an amazing job last year. I mean, he was starting for us as a sophomore. It says a lot about him right there. Cam Williams will be defensively. We're looking at playing him in the safety position. You know, great athlete. Then, you know, he'll be replacing Isaiah Garcia.
I was just going to bring
And
that
that's
up,
a
too.
that's a tough kid to replace, but, you know, Cam is about as good as it gets there.
This is bad. Was Isaiah number 6 last year?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, right. You can't, like, sometimes kids, you just remember that
Right.
number. But so new quarterback, does it change your system? Less throwing, still going to be in the gun, still going to be spread out, or are we going to?
We're still going to be spread out. We're still going to be in the gun. I mean, we are going to adapt to what we have, though. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see some probably more running this year than you've seen in years past.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're going to try to be as balanced as possible and put our kids in position to make plays. And, you know, with all those names mentioned, another one, Devin Jackson, will be a junior
I was
in there.
going to name him, too.
I mean,
I
a
didn't know
kid, you can put it really. He's taken some reps at quarterback. He can play running back. He can play receiver. Again, just really versatile. And versatility is kind of the key for us at Clearview. We got a lot of kids that can contribute.
I believe last year I think was the first year that we saw like how big of an impact it could be, the kicking game, and I believe you guys had Ty Pinto last year. Is he back or did he graduate?
So Ty Pinto is not with us. We have Nate Christensen this year. We
Okay.
are, and we've been practicing that. Actually, the kids will all tell you what's one thing we've practiced a lot this year, and PAT.
It's gotta be, man. It's gotta be.
It has been a point of emphasis, and you know, I feel comfortable. Like we score, we're going to kick an extra point.
Because it's just so easily to take for granted, but it's so easy to realize or to forget how quick it can come back and hurt you.
You know, it's funny you said that. We've talked in practice openly last year, 2 games especially, Keystone and Columbia.
Yeah.
Well, what's something we didn't do? We couldn't kick a point after, and you know, it can make or
Keystone's
break
the one
you.
that I'm talking about. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we covered that game on a Tuesday night, and it was like, man, you know, Brian and I usually ride to the games together. We got in the car and I was like, man, kick a couple extra points, and this is just a totally different game, you know? Or
you never know. You never know what could happen from there. So.
yeah, absolutely, man. So, Coach, staff-wise, who stayed with you? Who'd you bring on? Some new additions, some not new additions?
Yeah, a combination of both. I got my offensive coordinator, Tyler Newman. He was on staff last year. He worked with our quarterbacks and, you know, kind of a little bit of everything in our offensive system. I got Torrey Byers with me again. He's big help on the defensive line especially and can help in a variety of roles. And then I got a couple of new guys too, Jamel Billings, our Clearview kid.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Billings' name has been around,
Yeah.
you know, so, and he's been very impressive working with receivers and DBs.
Okay.
And then I got Jamal Rivera helping me out with the O-line and doing a nice job. So everyone that's on board with me right now, I can't ask any more of them. They've done an incredible job to this point, especially given the short notice and last minute putting the staff together. Really, they're doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, having that supporting cast, I'm sure, was huge.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, on our side, we're going to get to see you in a good one. September 12th, Black River at Clearview is the first time we'll have you on WOBI. I know you're on our video game a couple times before that. You know, not to say, hey, what are expectations? I mean, as far as you're concerned, the expectations are to win and play Clearview football, right?
That's exactly it. We just want to continue to compete and be in position to win games. And there's so much talent returning, too. I mean, I was telling you earlier, like our entire offensive line's back. We
That's
have
big.
That's huge.
Yeah, Anthony Lockman, you know, Manny Moore, Brody Wacker, Trenton Lauder, Zach Young. All of them had meaningful snaps last year and really on both sides of the ball.
Manny, I remember that name several times being called, and he plays D too, right?
Yes, he's a monster inside.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He's a good motor, though, and, yeah, we expect him to contribute and be a huge factor for us on both sides.
Do you let me ask, I mean, obviously you guys are one of 2 teams in the LC8 that have turf.
Mm-hmm.
You got to love it, man, playing at home in that beautiful new stadium and that turf and having speed, right? When you have speed, it changes it. Being on the turf.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that turf speed.
Huge advantage for you, right?
For sure. I mean, we're so used to turf. We're spoiled. We get used to it now.
Yeah.
But I do remember what the old Tom Hoke Field used to be like in the surface there,
Oh, yeah.
especially
Played there.
late October.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did a game there. Oh God, back about 6 before the new stadium, obviously, and it was like week 1, man. And I don't know that I've ever seen it rain as hard as it did that night. I mean, it was just a Friday night downpour, and we were in the old visitor side booth
On the other side.
right? And it was like leaking on our head and the whole deal. And man, it couldn't have been. We probably were maybe 10 plays into the game, and you couldn't see a number, right? I mean, that's how muddy the field became in that quick of time. The jerseys were just mud, and I mean, we're trying to call numbers, and finally, man, like.
Probably
you know,
those nice white clear
Oh,
New
yeah.
jerseys, too.
about second quarter, it's like, all right, we're just gonna go off what we think we know here, you know. So, no, you guys got a beautiful facility over there, man. The community came together for you guys on that one, and we're looking forward to it, man. We're Clearview Clipper fans. We love covering you guys, and we wish you guys all the best, man. We're ready to come out and cover you and see what the Clippers are about in 2025.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, like I said, we're excited. The kids are excited. Tomorrow's our first real test with the scrimmage with Sandusky, so. You know, there's a lot of good things going on at Clearview, and I couldn't be more proud of the kids, especially how they've handled this, you know. Transitional period's a good way of putting it.
Yep.
But the adversity they've been through, it says it all about the Clearview kids' resiliency.
Great to hear.
Good deal, man. Well, Cody, man, we appreciate you, and we're going to talk to you obviously more during the season, and we wish you guys all the best, man, from WOBL and WDLW, and let's go play some football, man. I'm sorry, everybody's ready.
know.
I'm
Everybody's
ready
sick
too.
of talking about it, right?
Yeah, thank you for having me on, though, guys. I'm
got it.
looking forward to it.
You got it, brother. Thank you, man. Cody Kaya, new head coach of the Clearview Clippers, talking about his guys and their direction that they're going this year, and overcoming some adversity, man, to still come out and win and make a stamp in the LC8. So we're looking forward to seeing that. We're going to take a break. We come back. Our final coach of the night, Coach Kyle Clark, very familiar face to WOBL of the Black River Pirates. He's going to join us, and then we're going to be joined real quick by one of the guys from Spitzer here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about some of the deals, and we'll get going from there, and then we'll wrap it all up after that. It's the 2025 Coaches Show live on the Lorain County Sports Network. Gary Talent, Brian DeVito. Coming up next, Coach Kyle Clark of the Black River Pirates. Welcome back to the 2025 Coaches Show here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Gary Tollett, Brian DeVito, the voices of WOBL Radio. We're not used to being on video, but we are tonight. They talked us into it. I'm not built right for video, but either way, we're here. Again, we've made our way through the LCA again. Coach Griswold was the only one that wasn't able to get out to join us tonight, but we got to talk to Coach Bill DeFucci of Vermilion, and if anybody's watching, I'm still lobbying to get Vermilion to the LCA. Man, I just think it's a phenomenal fit. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But we're joined right now by Coach Kyle Clark of the Black River Pirates, a mainstay out there at Black River, man, and it's every year putting together just quality teams that are always competing for the LC8. And we're talking to Coach Clark about, hey, man, is this the year that, we crown a new champion? And he's gave us the coach's answer, man. I hope so, right? That's the best answer to give us.
Right.
So, Coach, anyways, thanks for coming up here, man. I know it's a bit of a drive for you, and,
I
also
appreciate the opportunity. I mean, I'll drive up here any day of the week.
Yeah.
Hang out with you guys and talk.
Yeah, we
Love it,
appreciate
man.
that.
Talking football. We're getting stoked, man. And the more as the night went on, it's like every interview, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for football. I'm ready for football, right? So we're 2 weeks out. Actually, from tonight for us, we start on a Thursday night this year, as we'll have University School at Brookside.
Nice.
They're playing on a Thursday night, and then our other station will have Ignatius at Avon on a Thursday night, which is just going to be weird. It's kind of like doing a Tuesday night game last year with Clearview and them. And then we'll start with Wellington, and then we're down to see you guys take on Clearview. I think week 4 is our first, and then we have you a couple nights after that. But we know the deal with Black River, man. You and I have talked about this on interview and off interview. There's one thing that you hear from every coach in the LC8, and that is when you go play Black River, whether it's there at their stadium, you know damn well you played a football game, right? And like that's that mentality that you've brought. Because I don't know Black River before you, right? I know. So that's the mentality that I see that you've brought, man. That toughness, that grittiness. That hey, you're not going to come in our stadium and smack us around, right? You may win the game, but we're going to make sure you go home feeling it also. Something to hang your hat on, man. That community has that type of pride, and you guys' youth program is phenomenal, right? It's that small town community, man, that comes together. Is that your biggest pride of being a part of Black River?
Yeah, I mean, we're a blue collar community. A lot of construction workers, a lot of business owners, things like that, and we have tough kids.
Yeah.
I'm glad I do, because I love that style of football, and it would be really hard for me to handle if I didn't.
Sure.
But I don't tell my kids that they're tough.
Yeah.
I tell them that they're not tough enough.
They got to get tougher.
Yeah, right. And that's always the biggest question mark. I'm like, well, how physical can we be?
Yeah.
And then I keep challenging them, and they always step up to the plate.
And Coach Howells brought up something. So I'm a mid '90s high schooler, and just something I didn't realize, man. He was talking about, in today's world, and I'm going to say, I hope I say this right, don't offend anybody, but, these kids are in school and they're being taught, hey, man, be kind, be this, be that, and then all of a sudden you want to get them between the lines and you need them to flip and be able to get mean and want to hit and want to be physical, and some kids have it, and some, that switch just isn't there. That's got to be a battle, man, as far as a coach of, they're preach something all day long, and then all of a sudden on Friday night, it's like, all right, I need you to take all of that, forget it for 3 hours, and I need you to go out there and smack the hell out of somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, it's in their DNA. That Y chromosome kind of brings it out.
Yeah.
Anybody who's raised girls versus boys, they know the difference.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, we still want gentlemen. We want respectful kids, but But you speak softly, carry a big stick.
Yeah. When it comes to it,
and that's what we need to do.
I like it.
That's what I preach to the kids. I'm like, don't talk, just bring it.
And you get lucky, right? You got to come back, coach your alma mater. You're a Black River graduate.
Right.
Went on to play some college ball. They get to come back and coach, man. I mean, when you get to come back to your program that you went through, you know what it's about, right? You already knew the tradition of Black River, the Sullivan community, what it's all about, man. I mean, have you ever been in the press box of a varsity football game? Like maybe back in, well, you were playing in high school, but maybe in between there? Have you ever sat up in your Black River press box?
No, just to watch the youth games or middle school games.
You
but
got to
that's
get a
about it.
video of your press box one night, man. I mean, it's the intensity
Right.
of like your supporters in that press box is crazy, man.
We
I
do.
mean,
It's contagious,
they're
too.
living and dying with you guys in every play, right?
Right.
And to me, man, I think that's what LC8 football is about. I think it's what Black River's about, and that's why I like this league so much, man. I love the smash mouth, gritty, let's go toe to toe type of football, and I'm sure you guys have that plan again this year. Tell us a little bit about the offense, the skilled positions. And you shocked the hell out of us with your quarterback. We weren't aware of that one. But if you're okay with saying that, you don't have to if that's not
No.
public knowledge right now.
I mean, it is public knowledge, yeah. So at quarterback, I'm going with the freshman Dominic Bell.
Okay.
Phenomenal athlete, smart kid, and can just flat out sling it and make reads. So he's our guy. I know Hunter Varney stepped in as a freshman last year and took over the second half of the year. But Hunter, I wish I had 20 of them.
Yeah.
Because he's a phenomenal kid. He could start at 8 of our positions on the offensive side and the defensive side if he wanted to. And he's the type of kid, like, where can I play? Where can I make an impact? And he's like, Coach, put me there.
What's best for the team.
That's
Right.
awesome.
And that's the
very
type of kid he is,
unselfish.
and very unselfish. And he's going to be starting at running back for us.
Okay.
Splitting reps with Caden Hendershot. They've both been looking really, really good there. Got Zane Bungard, who started last season as our quarterback, 6'3", 190. He's going to be our split end. So he's going to be out wide, and he could just flat out go and get it.
Love it.
I mean, that's just got to be awesome to, enter that freshman and just have those other guys as those skilled players that have played that quarterback position. And, I mean, just it's got to be a good thing.
It is a great thing because they could even come have conversations with us like, hey, Coach, remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember what we did here. And, like, yeah, all right, let's put that in.
Makes your job a little easy, right?
Let's align a little bit differently because you're right.
Sure.
Yeah, and then we got Bryce Murray. He's one of the other receivers, wings. And then we got another senior, Austin Paymer.
Okay.
He'll be the other receiver. And then we got Cage Petruzzi at tight end for us, and he started for us there last year, and he's going to be a junior.
That's
So
awesome.
we got a lot of
Experience.
good athletes out there that could go catch the ball.
And I'm sure, Coach, obviously they'll see a lot of those kids from offense are going to transfer over to the defensive side of the ball for the most part, right? A lot of kids are playing both
Oh,
ways.
yeah. I mean,
Probably, what, 9 out of 11, I'm going to guess.
easily.
Maybe,
Easily,
right?
yeah.
You flip them over to that side of the ball. Who's that anchor on defense? Who's that captain on defense that's going to kind of run that middle linebacker?
So our Mike is Dozier Hendershot.
Okay.
Senior.
I was going to say that.
He's going to fill the box and get after it. And his brother Caden's right next to him. And then he's flanked by Zane Bungard. I got him at one of the other outside backers.
Okay.
And then I got Barney, and then Dominic Bell is my other corner. And so
Good problems to have right there.
pretty good defensive backfield.
I mean, you obviously, man, just had a ton of talent roll through Black River in the last.
Yeah, there's been some
I mean,
good players.
a lot of years, but I mean, I only, we've been calling play-by-play at LCA for the last. This is our 4th year together now. I've been in for 6, but Eric came through and
Blake,
and just on and on, man. It was like name after name after name, and it sounds like you've just reloaded this year with some talent again.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have many kids. Like, we only got 30 on the roster this year, which is the lowest we ever had. But
I was gonna say, is that pretty low for you?
yeah, it's really low.
Okay.
Not as low as I mean, that's obviously I'd love 50 kids.
Sure.
But we got what we got. But those kids, I mean, they take every rep. So, like, if they're not out there with the starting defense, they're on the scout team. So I was talking to my coaches, like, hey, maybe we need to cut back on practice because these kids are getting every single rep.
Right.
And none of them bat an eye. I mean, they don't go back there to get a water. They just jump in, and it's great to see them work with each other and give each other a good look.
And you got a scrimmage coming up tomorrow.
Yep.
That's with who again?
We're over at Cloverleaf, and it'll
Over
be
at-
with Cloverleaf and Ashland Crestview.
Ashland Crestview. You open up the season with Hillsdale.
Hillsdale,
correct?
yep.
Where is Hillsdale? I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a little bit south of us. It's
Okay.
30 minutes south of us, so it's Ashland County.
Okay.
It's the first school district east of Ashland.
Okay. And then obviously, you have week 1, 2, and 3, and then boom, let's get into the gauntlet of the LC8, man. And with the LC8 and the offense that you guys are running, I think we talked to 7 coaches tonight, right? Every one of them said the same thing, man. If you're in the LCA, you better have a decent line to compete in this league. And I would have to say, I guess that's probably across the board, right? Whether you're in college, NFL, or whatever. But in this league, always playing on grass for the most part, not playing on turf speed tracks. We're catching Northeast Ohio weather. I think the importance of finding some of these big hogs up front, man, to anchor these lines has got to be a priority every year that you're looking at talking to kids to bring them out.
Right, but you got to adapt too.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost three-year starters that were 240 pounders
from
last year that were just monsters.
Yeah.
And then this year I got small athletic linemen.
Okay.
I mean, my biggest lineman's 230 pounds, and then I think I got another 220, and then the other 3 are like 180.
Oh wow! All right.
But those are the guys who could play fullback in the wing T.
Right. If they're that physical, that's why they're there.
They're playing middle linebacker. Like those are the type of kids we got. So, but they're tough, and they're athletic and they're strong, and we could work with that. We just got to kind of change a little bit of what we do.
Sure. How about any new coaches come on this year? Coaching staff stay the same? Change up at all?
I did bring on one. I brought on Tony Mennel. He ran our middle school the last couple of years.
Okay.
And he's just shown a lot of interest in it. And
is he related to Tim?
Yes. Tim's nephew.
Tim runs the junior LCA for our guys on Saturday. Excuse me, our guys on Saturday that.
And then Tim's one of the middle school coaches now.
That's what I thought. Okay, all right, yeah. And then obviously, you and I have talked about this, but we've talked about this almost with everybody. These youth programs, man, it's got to start there, right? I mean, I know you're involved. You get down, you see these kids. How important is it, man, to get to these kids in 2nd and 3rd grade and turn them into Pirates for life?
Oh, it's huge. My son's in 4th grade, and I've coached him ever since he's been in 1st grade, and him and his team. Actually, because our practice has been in the evening, I made it to my first practice tonight before I came here.
Okay.
So I got 30 minutes in with him, which is phenomenal. I mean, his grade, so in 4th grade, got 18 boys playing.
Wow.
3rd grade, we got 21 boys playing.
That's awesome.
We have the most kids we've ever had in our youth. I got the most kids. We have between 7th and 8th grade, I got like 28 kids.
Really?
That's the first time that I'm going to have 2 squads there.
That's the second coach tonight that said that.
Talked about the middle school.
I know that there's not a lot of 7th and 8th grade separate teams in the LC8. So.
Right, and we're trying to find as many games as we can for those 7th graders.
So do you like coaching I mean, obviously coaching at the varsity level is one thing, but when you're coaching your own son, do you get a chance to just enjoy it a little bit, or are you just in coach mode?
No, I get to enjoy it a little bit more because I can't be there all the time. So I'm not the one making the practice plan. I'm kind of just stepping in and adding my 2 cents here. And with the JV games on Saturday, I don't get to make it to all their games. I try to make it to about half of them.
Right.
So I do get to sit back a little bit more.
I got to coach my kids in baseball, both of my boys in baseball, and when I finally quit coaching them and I handed it over, it's like, all right, man, it's time for someone else to coach you. Man, I was probably a mile from the field, right? Because I like for the first time ever, I just wanted to be that parent that just got to sit back, watch my kid play, enjoy what he did. And I also never wanted to be that parent going, what's going on? I never wanted to be that guy, man, because I think when you're that guy, you're just a pain in the ass to everybody, and nobody wants to hear it anyways. You know what I mean? So
that's where I'm at right now. 7th grade.
You got it rough with your 2, man, and it's different for you because your kids are such good athletes, man. The expectations are different. You're going to battle that. Brian's got a man-child in 6th grade wearing a size 13 shoe. And, you'll see him he plays junior LC8 for Brookside.
Nice.
You're always going to have that present. Your boy's going to have that too, right? Hey, you're Coach Clark's kid, man. That's always going to be on him, man. So
padded flag, rookie tackle?
He's a rookie tackle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, Coach, man, as always, man, we wish you guys all the best, man. Can't wait to cover you, have some phone conversations, and get some good interviews in with you and talk about the Black River Pirates, man. We wish you guys all the best in the LC8 and
I'm excited.
Conference 3 weeks before that, man. So we'll catch up with you. I believe it's week 4 or week 5, something like that.
Yeah, week 4 would be Clearview.
Okay.
Yep.
So, we'll see you then, man. Coach Kyle Clark of Black River Pirates, man. Thanks for coming out tonight, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it, man. All right, we're going to take one quick break. and then we're going to call Baxter over, and we're going to talk cars for a couple minutes. I need to tell you what the deals are going on at Spitzer, if they will still have us and give us time as I've chatted it up. We'll be right back on the Lorain County Sports Network. Welcome back to the 2025 WOBL WDLW Coaches Show. We've ran past our time because we like to talk, and that's just how it is. But either way, man, we got to say thank you to our gracious host, Spitzer of Amherst, Jason Iman, General Manager over here. Just doing it right, man. Opened up your showroom to us, obviously.
Glad you're here.
Fed the guys, fed the coaches, man. Your staff has been nothing but courteous and just absolutely welcoming, man.
Yeah.
So you guys have a couple stores. You have a Chevy store.
Yep.
You have the Volkswagen store next door.
We do.
What's going on right now, deal wise, man? What's the good lease or the good buy? What do you got going? Not to put you on the spot.
Oh man, we have so much stuff going on right now. Besides our new cars, we have so many pre-owned vehicles. I mean, there's about 150 on the grounds. There's almost 1,500 within our group because we're all over Ohio and Pennsylvania, so you can go anywhere. And we can bring them in for the customers, which is really nice. Right now, we're still doing some employee pricing on Silverados.
Okay.
So if someone comes in just like they work at GM, they get the same kind of deals. They can lease those cars sometimes for like $199 a month.
Wow.
So
that's unheard of.
We just have such cheap leases going on right now. They have it's almost a buy one. I think was it almost $14,000 off on Silverado. what's the good tracks right there? Oh,
So I was blown away,
yeah,
man.
we got the tracks.
That car is almost. It looks like it's doubled in size from 4 years ago.
Yeah, they were kind of small.
They were small.
They weren't any fun.
And I saw this one, and Don had said, yeah, our sports director Don Vincent's coming down Monday, I believe, to pick one up with his wife.
Okay.
And he said, yeah, she's going to get a Trax. And I said, well, that's an Equinox.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had extended them that much.
They're longer, they're wider, they're bigger. They just look so nice now.
Yeah.
People are just loving the new tracks.
Cool
So,
color.
That one's a really good color.
Yeah.
Then those lease real well. They're
Okay.
under $200 a month.
Wow.
You know. so
Normal down, couple.
Yeah, a couple grand
tax
down.
Title, couple grand down.
You gotta put taxes. on
10,000
something there.
miles, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And then one of the other things is the CPO, man, right? I don't know that people realize how well certified pre-owned that program has become, or I don't think they realize what that car goes through to become certified. Right, it's still the inspection, right? 160 some point inspection or whatever it is.
172 point
72,
inspection.
okay.
They go through top to bottom. It's the next best thing to get a new car.
Absolutely.
That's the nice part about it. And when we do work to them, I mean, they might need new parts here and there, like
Yeah.
birds, brakes, things. We can't go to the local parts stores. We have to get everything right through General Motors. So it's as good as new.
Yeah.
And then the warranties, they extend them from 5 years and 60,000 the powertrain to go to 100,000.
100,000, yeah.
So they do a lot of good stuff. And then in our new cars, speaking of powertrains, we have our Spitzer Shield, which is lifetime powertrains.
Yes.
On
Yeah.
all new vehicles from Spitzer.
And Andrew says that.
Yeah.
Right, and then the commercial, Andrew. Or the,
Yeah. Yep.
So no, man, you guys are doing it right. Obviously, you're on a very busy road here, Route 58, Levitt Road in Amherst. We've got the pleasure of partnering up. Voss and I, one of your managers, we go way back.
Up at the Volkswagen
Yep,
store.
we got a chance to introduce to us, and now we've got a chance to become partners in radio. And you guys are part of our Guardians coverage, and
We are.
obviously had us
Thank
here
you.
tonight. And one of the things that I've noticed in Spitzer since you've been around is your local vibe has seemed to kind of switch focus a little bit, and we're seeing you more in that local. Not that it wasn't before, maybe I just didn't notice, but it feels like you've shifted your gears to the hey man, we are part of your community. We're right here in Amherst. We are a community store. We are family owned, right? Which I think people just forget because Spitzer's been around for so long.
121 years.
121 years. They just forget that Spitzer's last name was someone's family.
Yeah.
It wasn't just made up, right?
No, third generation, family owned.
Yeah.
Andrew is the CEO of the company right now, but Al Spitzer, he is here. He'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
He comes through the stores and stuff. We do a lot of community outreach programs.
Yep.
So working with APL, we just had an adoption event here.
Not
last
too long ago,
week.
right?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
last
yeah,
week,
yeah. I saw. Yep.
Yeah. So even my son ended up getting a puppy. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. First granddad for dogs.
Okay.
It's my first grandpuppy.
Yeah.
I guess you can call it. So we did that. Work with a lot of schools. School stuff here. Quarterback club, soccer.
Yep. Quarterback clubs ran here in Amherst by. Oh gosh, I forget his name now. He's a friend of my brother. I can't remember his name now. Aaron Dotson. And Jeremy Leibold. Jeremy Leibold's the president of the quarterback club. They do a great job out here, man.
They do. We do a lot with the schools. We're looking to do even more.
Yeah.
So, we'll have some stuff coming up soon, too. So
I was thinking you guys got
keep your
some
eyes
big
peeled.
stuff maybe coming up with the schools.
There's
that
some
you're
big
looking
stuff
to
coming
unveil,
up.
and
Keep your eyes peeled. Yes.
Look
Stay
forward
tuned.
to it.
Stay
Let
tuned.
Let
I
us
guess
know
you
when
could
that
say.
happens, and we'll make sure that is
Okay.
very well known on our radio stations.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
I know you guys got some big plans. Well, man, again, thank you, man,
Absolutely.
from myself being our owner to my whole crew here, and for having us, man, and feeding these guys. And I know that's not an easy task if you look at all of our bellies, except for DeVito. He's the only one. He didn't have any pizza tonight, right?
Yeah, I had like 3 pieces.
Well, Max too. Max has been hitting the gym pretty hard.
My guys are hitting.
I'm just gonna go home and
out.
jog.
Yeah, Max getting a little too buff to be a camera guy. He's making the camera look small now. So. But no, man, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate your community, and we appreciate you supporting local radio, man, because without guys like you, we don't get the chance to cover these games. We don't get the chance to let these kids be heard and get a chance to go to college, right? We need local partners in our community like Spitzer and our other great local partners to make this thing roll. So truly, man, we appreciate it. We appreciate you having us out tonight.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Monday as well.
Yeah.
I'll apologize for those guys. I can only imagine how that was, but
It was great. It was great.
But no, man, thank you guys. If you're looking for a car, give them numbers and websites and all that real quick, Jason.
Yeah, they can call right to the store here at 440-988-4444 or SpitzerAmherst.com.
Beautiful, man. Come check them out. If you're looking for that next Chevy, certified pre-owned, or even a Volkswagen, you can see my boss, the Tracks.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you show up to the store and you see a guy walking 31 miles per hour, his name is Voss. You can't miss him. You're going to know it's him. He looks phenomenal, man. My man has lost a ton of weight. And you can just tell he's living his best life, man. I love it for him. Him and I go back years. We were in the car business together.
Really?
Yeah. So, today I seen him coming across the parking lot, and I'm over there, and I go, that's Voss right there. I do the walk, baby. And I love the guy, man. So come see him. Come see Jason Iman. Grab yourself a new vehicle, man. Shop local. Support local families, man. That is big. We talk about that all the time. And keep the ball rolling, man. Until then, we're going to be done for tonight. We will kick off our season 2 weeks from tonight. You will have Don Vincent, Dave Grinzinski. They will be live at Avon, as Avon will take on St. Ignatius. Myself, Brian DeVito, we're going to be live at Sevitz Field in Sheffield, as the University School Preppers come to town to take on the
You better
Brookside.
keep saying that over and over.
I'm gonna butcher that at least 10 times.
I'll just write it on a big piece of paper in front of you. Preppers.
They will be the Peppers. I guarantee it. I will butcher that one. That will be on WOBL. Don and them will be on WDLW. And then Friday night we'll return with 4 games of action. 2 on YouTube, 2 on radio. And then Saturday we'll do it all again as we bring you 2 games of junior LC8, 5th and 6th grade tackle football. We give the young guys a chance to get on TV as well.
Awesome.
And that's our weekend, man. We will bring you, week 1, we'll bring you 8 games. Week 2 and beyond, we'll bring you 6 games every weekend. Wow. And that is our biggest commitment we've ever made to local football. Something I'm proud of as an owner and proud to be a part of. Also, man, if you're a Brookside Cardinal fan, that night, week 1, Thursday the 21st, there is a pizza eating contest being hosted by us. We partnered with a local pizza shop out in Sheffield. And first person who can eat 3 pieces will win $100, tickets to a Guardians game.
And what is it, a pizza,
pizza for
a month?
A month for a year.
Really?
And a champion T-shirt. They're only accepting 50 entries. I believe they have 18 of those entries filled up. From what I heard, if you'd like to sign up, you got to be in Sheffield. You don't have to be in Sheffield Lake. Got to go to Sheffield Lake and go to Doughboys Pizza on Lake Road and sign up. And Brian and I are going to host the whole pizza contest and then go call a football game.
Perfect.
Sounds like fun.
I might try to enter it, but I think it'd be unfair. Until next time, 2 weeks from tonight, we kick our season off. St. Ignatius at Avon, University Schools at Brookside, and we'll give you the rest of the lineup. Stay tuned in. Don't forget, WOBL, the new Lorain County radio home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. For the first time in our 55-year history, you will hear the Ohio State Buckeyes live on AM 1320, 107.7 FM, and it all kicks off August 30th, high noon, versus the Texas Longhorns. Support local radio, man. It's what drives our community. For Brian DeVito, myself, Jason Iman, the whole staff, Ed Vereen, Max Drummond, Johnny G, the country music junkie, Dave Wallencheck, Don Vincent, our sports director, and Jared Viancourt. We thank you guys. Have a good night on behalf of WOBL, WDLW Sports.
Have a good one.
Thank you.